Acá.
Sí. No,
iba a venir. ¡Ojo, acaba!
¡Qué golazo!
Martínez Obando.
A lo lateral.
Giancarlo Maldonado.
¡Qué golazo! ¡Qué golazo!
Bueno, tocará ver entonces Castro a intentar cobrar el penal.
Chicos, pueden contar hasta 10. Validamos que llegan y a falta de 2 minutos abro sus micros para que sepan que están al aire.
Sí, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mercedes Roa está lista de pierna derecha.
Escorpiona el disparo.
Listo, chicos, escuchamos su voz. ¿Va? No, falta de 2 minutos. Salen al aire.
Ok.
Tranquilidad, a buscar el espacio.
De tantear y de momento, ojo.
Líder de la clasificación.
¡Qué golazo! Sencillo, porque si termina...
Todos con celular en mano. ¡Gabo! ¡Gabo! La cosa cambia.
El contexto importa.
Sein para pegarle. Sein para pegarle al penal. Andy Sein.
Pasar el marcador. Jero va a pegarle con la pierna derecha. Se le está yendo, por eso se acaba de llegar a hacer la diferencia. Tony Alvarado.
Es Kiko. Es Kiko. ¿Quién se va a llevar los aplausos? ¡Yolo! Se han escapado 25 segundos de los 2 minutos que se han añadido. No te la creo. No te la puedo creer.
Moreno y el 1-0.
20 minutos cargados.
Para nosotros, ¿eh?
Sigue el a pegar de taquito.
Opa.
Aguilar, ahora, esta puede ser.
¡Cani! Titán, el cambio de ruta. Acaba Timmy y el balón.
¡Oh, qué golazo!
El mono con la izquierda. Del conjunto argentino, Osvaldito. ¡Vamos! Eric lo intentaba cobrar rápido, así lo hace. ¡Qué golazo! ¡Gol!
A nuestro golfista presidente.
Postal. Yolo preparando su Manuel. ¿Ganará? Señoras y señores, Raniza del partido. Y va precisamente Raniza. Como lleva Yolo. Se toma un tiempo. Yolo. El desempeño ofensivo. Barca le pega. Barca y el 1-0. Barca le va a pegar, le pegó.
Se puede jugar, así que de pierna derecha.
Villaluz. David Cabrera. ¡Golazo! ¡Señora! ¡Didier!
Yannick viene Tito Villa, sin embargo sale a la contra. ¡Arquero!
El enmascarado Freixas le va a pegar de pierna derecha.
Walter Achoví le pegó.
Va Yolo, sí.
Muy bien, espera el presidente de parte de Yolo. Yolo. Y el grito de gol. Yolo. Castro, 10-21. Acá la oportunidad. ¡De los ¡Golazo!
Penalti, presidente.
Para estallar el grito de gol o no. Gabo.
Pudimos ver, recordar.
Frente a James Hernández. Castro.
Pablo Gómez que quería intentar de jugar con un pase a César Bernal, pero Pablo Gómez. ¡Es increíble, Pablo Gómez!
¡Vamos, golazo! ¡Vamos!
Le va a pegar el 7. ¡Well! Se viene el penal, presidente. Ante Moisés va Mercedes Roa para pegarle. Mercedes. Moisés Dava.
Que va y prueba Jonathan, Javier.
Más frenético, Quintana. ¡Cántalo a Lana!
Ya preparado. Creo que Rafa Silva le hizo caso.
10-21. Nos preparamos con Castro. Castro.
Esto es increíble.
Marquito.
Le va a pegar Yolo a esa pelota, o es Donaldo, no sé quién es. ¡Yolo!
¡Oh!
¡Afuera! Señoras y señores.
Maldonado.
Le pega Maldonado.
Penalti, presidente.
¡Donaldo! Cristiano Donaldo, señoras y señores. Cristiano Donaldo. Ahora sí va. Cristiano Donaldo. Recuperaba Giancarlo Maldonado.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Kings Arena in Mexico City. After 11 rounds of the regular season in the Kings League Americas, we've come to the nitty-gritty, to the decisive part of the season, the playoffs, starting today with the round of 16. 3 games, 3 teams who will advance to the quarterfinals, and out of those quarterfinals, 3 teams will join Real Titan in the Final 4 on Saturday, the 4th of May at the Azteca Stadium. So a lot to play for this evening. I'm joined by one of the hardest working men in the industry, Spence Siegel. Spence, good evening. It's a pleasure to have you alongside me. What are you looking forward to the most from the 3 games this evening?
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Bruno, and I'm just looking forward to playoff football. You know, a lot of times we get caught up in the long, treacherous, marathonous seasons of, say, La Liga, for example, or other domestic competitions, but all of a sudden, when you bring a tournament-style structure into the mix, it becomes so much more fun because the stakes are higher and the mistakes are amplified. And so tonight, we get to see who gets to take that next step, one step closer, not quite there yet, to the Final 4. And every game is an elimination game, and that's what we love about this.
Absolutely. It's that uncertainty that comes with the Kings League. We saw it throughout the 11 rounds of fixtures where it was almost impossible to predict, wasn't it? Who would win, who would come out on top of the games. Teams ranked 1 were losing against teams ranked 10, and more so at the end of the season, with the Heat sort of turning up in the terms for qualification, in terms of trying to reach the playoffs. So it's almost impossible to predict, really, isn't it, what's going to happen in tonight's game. We'll focus first on that clash between Galacticos del Caribe and Muchachos. Galacticos del Caribe, well, they come from beating Real Titan, who finished the season in first place by 5-2. And as for Muchachos, they've sort of run out of steam a little bit, haven't they, in the last couple of weeks, and come into this playoffs maybe not with the same kind of morale that Galacticos could come on the back of that win against Real Titan.
Yeah, it's been a problem for Muchachos, and it's nothing new. It's nothing different than what they've been experiencing over the last, call it, month and a half or so. But with Muchachos, they started strong. There was a time when they were second, third in the table, and they weren't really doing much chasing. They were the chased, and then they were caught. So the question for them is, can they find a way to win when it matters most? Because they did enough to get here. There were only 2 teams out of these 12 who had to suffer the extreme embarrassment of missing out on the playoffs. Los Aliens and Los Chamos, neither of whom could do enough to get into the top 10. But now that you're here, it's tournament time, it's winning time, and Muchachos have a tough task on their hands against a pair of Dominicans who know how to throw the trash talk around.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if Jero Freixas is in the building for Muchachos, the chairman, he always brings that extra element of comedy and entertainment when it comes to the presidents and the chairman. But if we look at the Muchachos side, we always talk in commentary that they've got the backbone of a team, that they've got the basics of what you would need in a 7-a-side team, which is one of the best defenders in Eric Vera. Then you've got a Gerardo Lugo, who's always putting in the miles in midfield, but you've also got the top goal scorer in the whole competition, Tito Villa, on 18 goals and 5 MVP. So I suppose, Spence, when you've got those elements in your team, yes, you might come into this one not really knowing what kind of form you're in, but if they've got their day, if they're switched on, they could beat anyone.
Yes, I agree with you, but look, let's be real about this. They were lucky to have gotten a win against Real Titan because the number 1 seed in this competition had taken their foot off the gas pedal. But if it wasn't for that one victory, we're talking about 5 losses in their last 6 games. And yet this team is here in this tournament. So now, look, most of those losses were on the margin. right? West Santos was a 1-goal loss. They lost on penalties to Ranica, a 6-4 loss earlier in the competition to Parceros. So this is a chance for them to right some wrongs. They'll probably feel hard done by a couple of times after what they've experienced in the final minutes of games.
Well, let's see, Galacticos del Caribe. I almost had the feeling that they were going to be one of those two teams who you were talking about before, who had to suffer that humiliation, embarrassment, or call it what you will, FOMO, of not being in the playoffs. I thought they would be one of those two sides. Los Chamos always maybe looked like a team that was going to struggle to make it into the playoffs. But I don't know about you, Spence, but Galacticos, it's a team that's never really said a great deal to me. Yes, Leandro Gomez is maybe one of the best players in the competition, but I was quite surprised to see them finish that regular season in 7th, quite comfortably making it into the playoffs. Well, comfortably in terms of position, because in terms of points, as you said before, a 1 win up here, 1 loss down here, and you're going up or down 6 or 7 places.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth. That's the whole thing, is that this first season of the Kings League Santander has been so mishmashed and so mixed together that in the end, 1 win did determine whether or not teams got into the playoffs, and 1 win determined whether or not teams got a first-round bye or not. So this was always bound to happen, and Galacticos del Caribe are on the right end of that stick because they were able to go out and get a victory on the final match day.
As you say, there's not too much we can read into those end-of-season tables, other than maybe Real Titan, 24 points. If you want 8 out of 11 games, I suppose you're doing something right. And down the other end, it's the flip side of the coin. Los Chamos, in 11 games, have only managed to conjure up 3 wins in which they conceded 50 goals. So they were probably beyond any elements of luck or things not going their way, quite clearly the worst team in the competition. But other than that, it's almost impossible to set any of these teams apart, as we see the handshake between Muchachos goalkeeper Orozco and Leandro Gomez of Galacticos del Caribe, who, as I say, 12 goals, 6 assists. He's the player who will be leading the way for them. And here are your aforementioned chairman from Galacticos del Caribe.
Is that Will Smith?
He looks the same, doesn't he? It's incredible. It's one of the most close lookalikes I've seen in a very long time.
Well, he's the Dominican version. That's Will Smith.
Big Will. Well, that's him arriving in fashion, in style, to the Kings Arena.
Well, you know for the playoffs, Bruno, that these two presidents are going to show up and be ready to take their teams to the next level, and maybe we'll see a presidential penalty or two this weekend as well. We sure hope we do.
Please. Presidential penalties for me are the best thing about the Kings League. I just love to see it. Even presidential. Have you ever seen a presidential 1-on-1? I saw one a couple of weeks ago. That was box office as well. Box office.
I would pay to see that. I'd be happy for it. How about that though? Look at how even it looks.
Yep, that's the percentage expected win. Well, Muchachos slightly on top, despite having finished 1 point below Galacticos del Caribe this season. Although, as we said, there's not really a great deal we can read into that. And lineups, no surprises. Of course, teams can vary from 1 week to another in terms of players not being here. Generally, star players not being here tends to be the most important thing. But as we said, Leandro Gomez and David Junco for Galacticos del Caribe are here, and Tito Villa, the top goal scorer in the competition, is also here for Muchachos. He's missed out a couple of weeks, Spence, so it's important for them that he's here for the most important part of the season, the playoffs.
Yeah, agreed. And it's important for Villa to get on the ball at the right time. Of course, we know that the Final Four is on the line.
Si tú también quieres ganar y estar en la Final Four, recuerda apostar en la casa de apuestas oficial Sporting.com. Ingresando el código Kings te puedes llevar una apuesta gratis.
From our pals from Sporting, I always say, Spence, if there's one thing that it's almost impossible to bet on it's the Kings League. So
I would say so. But the one thing I would bet on today, not my own money, is Tito Villa getting a couple of shots on target. I think he is now. I think he's going to get a chance at this. He just needs to get into the right spaces today. You know, this is a guy who's got plenty of experience, and hopefully he's able to take that experience and run with it.
Yeah, and the issue about Tito Villa, which is another one which we've talked about sometimes on commentary here, is that he is probably the best goal scorer in the competition, but he's a player that needs service. He's not that sort of Fran Hernandez type player in the Kings League that you see that can pick up the ball in the middle and skip past a couple of players and bang it in from miles away. He's a bit more of a fox in the box he's intelligent in and around the goal, but if the ball doesn't get there, you can almost cancel him out of games.
Yeah, well, and we've seen as well that service, as you say, is difficult to come by in this format because we're not playing on an 11-a-side pitch, and so to nestle a ball in there, you know, to the roof of the box and trying to find some space to operate just doesn't quite come as easily as it would if we were playing on an expanded pitch. So a lot harder to do that, which makes that strategy, that tactic, just a little bit tougher in these elements.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely agree with you on that one, Spencer. In 11-a-side, I'm sure that Tito Villa would be a much more of a fierce proposition. And I think the first bad news of the evening is that we've just seen that Jero seems to be back home in Argentina, so we won't get him on a presidential penalty. We might get Big Will, but no Jero.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I was wondering, you know, there's another question you can ask yourself is there an advantage one way over another, have we seen this year, if you choose to take that presidential penalty or not when you're not there? Because if not, then you have to take the penalty shootout. Just makes it a little bit tougher, I think.
Yeah.
For the other, it's not a guarantee.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. How many? I don't have the percentages on it, but I remember before coming into commentary for Kings League, I thought penalty shootouts. I thought, yeah, they'd probably convert about 75% of these, and I'd say it's the other way around. It's almost around 25% of penalty shootouts that end up being goals.
Yeah, but then the question you can ask with the presidential penalty is, who's taking it? You know, how good is one president over another? It depends. I mean, we've seen a couple. The last couple of weeks, Castro was nestling them into the net. And it's a shame that Los Aliens are out. I really wished, I wanted Los Aliens to be one of the 10 teams in this competition, in the tournament, in the playoffs, but obviously they had a rough start, so that's why they weren't able to continue on.
Is that you being a Chicago representative, or is that
look, I'm not a homer. I'm just a guy who likes good entertainment, and Castro has provided us with good entertainment all year.
That is true. Yeah, I will give you that. From someone who's got no association with Chicago, I would have liked to have seen Los Aliens there just to see Castro, because he's brilliant. Not only because of the penalties and when he comes out onto the pitch, but just seeing his facial expressions in the corner always does make you smile. And he brings that added little extra to games, so he will be dearly missed. But he can still be at the Kings World Cup. They've still got those playoffs and then that play-in with the teams from Spain, so hopefully we can see them at that inaugural Kings World Cup in a month's time in Mexico.
Well, and the good news, Bruno, is that this is just the inaugural season of the Kings League Santander, and we should hope that there will be a few more on the horizon.
Yes, let's hope so. I think obviously it's an established product in Spain, which has worked very well for the last couple of years, and this was the first taste of it over in the Americas, and I think the response has been very good in terms of crowds and atmosphere inside the stadium and then on the pitch as well. It's always a little bit more spicy. There are more tackles, there are more cards. Maybe the teams aren't sort of as finely polished as they are in Spain, but that's natural. You know, they've only played together for a couple of months, and I think it will only improve in terms of the quality on the pitch. But I think overall. And it's not us being, defending the company that's employing us to commentate here, but I think it's fair to say it has been a resounding success.
Absolutely. Look, let me give you the most unbiased opinion, but a true fact. These players, most of them, were never professionals at any point in their lives. And now they're in a situation where they have to go out and perform in front of hundreds of thousands and a few more inside the arena as well.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about, though, the playoffs, and we're excited for it. Underway, ready to go. I'm juiced.
Here we go then. Well, that percentage has gone up a little bit. Well, in terms of fans, they also think Muchachos are going to come away with this. We've had the build-up. We've seen the presidents coming into the venue, coming into the arena. Now we want to see the action. We want to see who will qualify for the quarterfinals, which will be tomorrow, in fact, won't they? We'll both be together on that one as well, as we see the secret weapons being drawn, which are always hugely important and at times can even be decisive in determining who comes away with the win. Big draws when it comes to the secret weapons this time around. So, oh yeah,
here we go, man. The countdown's on.
Yes. There we go. Jero Freixas looking on from Argentina. We're down to 0, which means the playoffs, the first ever playoffs in the Kings League Americas, are about to get started. Red lights go out. We'll hear the buzzer. And the ball will drop with Eric Vera sprinting out against Brian Hernandez. And the first possession for Eric Vera, who's been a shoo-in in this one-on-one situation for Muchachos. They've always decided to go with the defender over any attacking options. They're taking it onto his right foot. The first attempt is high and wide.
And what we learned, especially from the playoffs in the Kings League España, is that these first 5 minutes are even more amplified because you can't just give up a couple of early goals and expect to get back into the game.
I suppose you'd be a little bit more cagey, wouldn't you? With but here's Brian Hernandez, the first. I was going to say almost the first goal of the evening, the first post of the evening, and it was almost Galacticos del Caribe taking an early lead. Oh,
and those are the margins we're talking about.
Yes. Absolutely, and it's up to 3 against 3. The top goal scorer is on Tito Villa. It's played to him. Here's his first touch of the ball. This is where he likes to be, inside the box. Back to Jonathan Orozco. Villa with the shot, the save from Julio Torres.
I told you to bet on it.
Yes, there it is. Only 1 minute and a half in. Safest bet in the world. Julio Torres. He's got Leandro Gomez on the right. Here he is. Skillful player. Leandro Gomez onto his left foot. He's got the opening. Oh, he turns the defender inside out and off the right foot. How about that, Spence, for the first goal of the evening? True class from Leandro Gomez. 13 goals for the competition.
Well, tie me in knots and put me in a blender. What a spin that is to give Galacticos the lead.
Wow, wow, wow. Leandro Gomez, he's the player to look out for. And he's proven why. That first goal, Jonathan Orozco, saved by Torres. The follow-up into the side netting from Gerardo Lugo. Well, an important early lead for Galacticos del Caribe, just to calm those nerves. Out comes the eccentric Julio Torres. There he is, taking on Gerardo Lugo in the Muchachos defense. He's going to have to sprint back now. Although they decide to just put the brakes on this counter-attack. Better. Villa.
And now the game will continue to open up a little bit more in terms of the number of players that hit the pitch, and that'll slightly tighten up those boxes in the area, although that was a good cross in. Villa was in the area there.
Yeah, it's always a positive, isn't it, to get to 7v7. If you can get yourself into a normal situation in the lead, then it does make the game a bit more smooth, doesn't it? Because it's a little bit more difficult to create openings with 7 against 7.
Yeah.
Although here is a chance. Oh, that's a beautiful block tackle from César Bernal. Jimenez, the total punt into the hands of Julio Torres.
Well, he's been easily recognizable all season, Julio Torres. Got those long locks that seem to be flowing every time he makes a diving save.
Very unorthodox goalkeeper as well, Julio Torres. He's capable of the very best, but also some not so great on the pitch. The forward ball looking for this man, as usual, Tito Villa. That's well defended by Bernal. That's an awkward pass for Gomez, who does well to keep it in play. Now Vera. Looking for options for that backward. Let's see the openings are struggling to carve away past Galacticos del Caribe. It's one back by Lugo.
And so now that we're at full strength, this is where we can look back at these first 5 minutes and say, okay, Galacticos had the opportunities. They probably deserved to have the lead. They had the one that hit the post and then a second chance that went down.
Oh, the header, and of course it was Tito Villa. Who else it going to be? It floated just over the crossbar, but Spence, yeah, it's as you say, they've become closer to that goal, but it's so important, isn't it, in the Kings League to have players who are capable of those moments of magic, those moments that come out of nowhere, and that's what Leandro provided for Galacticos del Caribe. That's what's put them in the lead.
Well, and now they're going for the quick double whammy here because we saw the blue arrows up at the top. You know that means the presidential penalty is in play, and Galacticos del Caribe with a 1-goal lead will decide to take their second goal opportunity right now.
Very early. Not sure I've seen such an early presidential penalty before. Just 5.5 minutes of the game. Well, it's not going to be Will this time. See Leandro Gomez there in his ear, just giving him some last advice.
I see nerves.
Yes, he doesn't look like a man who's comfortable walking, does he? Not football boots as well. Adidas Sambas.
Fear in his face. Can he meet the moment?
Orozco can smell the fear. But it's out and down the middle. Well, that was a penalty for someone who was looking so and 2-0 for Galacticos del Caribe. They couldn't have asked for a better start to the game.
Excellently taken. And you know what? When in doubt, just hit it as hard as you can right down the middle and hope that the keeper goes first. That's what he did. It's a really nice penalty, you have to say.
Yeah, it was better than I was expecting, given his walk-up. But fair play, you've got to put it away. And now Muchachos, well, they've got an uphill struggle to get themselves back into this playoff game. There are no more chances. If they lose tonight, they go home.
Well, and you say, Bruno, you say that they're up against it now. That's exactly why you take the presidential penalty. in that moment, you might as well, and you put the pressure on, and you force them to have to score 2. Of course, they'll have their presidential penalty, which will go down as a penalty shootout.
Yeah, which isn't the same as you said before.
Not at all.
That shot! Oh, did that go in? Did that go in? Whoa, I need to have another look at that. What a shot, Spence.
Wow. I'm going to need a second look, too. I wasn't entirely sure.
Yeah. I thought it was in, but I don't know. There wasn't that much of a reaction. Just a couple of players.
We had one of those, I think it was last week, that hit the crossbar and then went in.
Whoa. Wow. Just catching my breath after that shot. And now hopefully this stoppage in play will give us a chance to review the attempt.
Give me a look, please.
Yeah, the referee had his hand in his going to his piercing. That they could have a look at it on VAR. I don't know. I had sort of instinct, sort of initial reaction. I felt that it went in, but
nobody else seems to be putting up a fight except for you.
No.
But I'm with you. It was hard to tell.
Maybe it's the romantic in me, Spence, that wants to think that beautiful shot ended up in the top corner. Oh, come on. At least give us a replay. What's the look at? Here we go.
See, that we don't have a good look from that angle. That's not going to tell us.
Decisive angle. We're screwed. Is that all we got? Oh.
There's got to be a second angle somewhere.
Yeah, there was a camera last week, wasn't there? There was a rectangle. You could see it.
I mean, just give us the high wide. Let's see what we got from there.
Yeah. We'd get more of a shot of guessing if it went.
Here we go.
Oof. Oh, that looks very close.
Don't tell that to Galacticos.
Well, this is like the Bernabeu all over again.
Oh boy, here we go. More controversy. They're going to be breaking out the artificial lines. Twitter's going to be blowing up. You know how it is. Sorry, X.
It's been a crazy week. Been a crazy week for goal line technology. I think a lot of people have been very keen to rate it after last week. Well, reinstate it. Just get it in.
If the Kings League can put the goal line technology in, so too can La Liga.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to have to make a call based on the evidence of those two camera angles. I don't think they can give the goal. I mean, it's like it's in, but you never know.
That's kind of the problem, is that they've already made their initial decision, and it's a lot harder to change it after that. Because you need to be absolutely sure. And nobody
You can't say it looks like it's in, yeah.
Which is exactly what we were saying during El Clásico.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, El Clásico, it looked like it was in. It felt like it was in. But, you didn't have any...
And the team who aren't being awarded the goal are making their case that just look at the board, you can see it. But again, it's not conclusive.
Yeah. Well, if anybody wanted a sprinkle of controversy, we've got it 7 minutes into the game. Lovely.
It's a shame that the... Hold on.
Oh, he's not said
it. He's going to look at it. They might give this,
It looks in.
You see, there's a little splash of rubbery. You see that little white speck when the ball hits the ground?
Yeah. That looks completely in, doesn't it?
It looks in.
That splashed. And you can, there looks like there's a bit of space with the line. As you say, there's that like the sand or whatever that's in the in the artificial grass that's completely inside the goal. This is the problem, though. It looks in. If he gives this, you can understand complaints from Galacticos. I think he's given it. He's given it. Oh, this is going to be a talking point.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
The referee hoping they go through. Well, you're not going to convince him now. He's made this.
I was going to say, we've already looked at it. Tough break.
But going beyond the controversy, wow.
That child's not fazed by the decision.
No, looks like it's going to be a long evening for him as well. Going beyond the controversy of the decision, Spence, that is a rocket goal.
Yeah, all we've seen is the replay of the end of the goal. I want to see the shot now. Now that it counts, show it to me again.
That's a thing of beauty. Well, that's fired Muchachos back in time. And they've still got that presidential penalty, which will be a shootout, of course. Brilliant time to have got that one goal back.
Although they're not level on the scoreboard here, they do have that presidential penalty in hand, as you said, Bruno. So they're down a goal, but they've got that in their pocket when they want to use it.
Exactly. Exactly. They've got that card which they can play when they feel the benefit with the Galacticos have theirs. And we're back. Torres with the ball. This could be a chance for Pablo Samano. Almost okay with it. Collected by. Thought about going long on a couple of occasions. Decides to play it short into Jimenez. Samano now doing some defending. Oh, he's been turned inside out there. They almost found Tito Villa inside the box. And out come Galacticos del Caribe.
Yeah, he was waiting for it. He's just not as mobile as other strikers in this competition are, so you've got to find him. It's not like he's going to go searching for the ball.
Absolutely, but he's always there or thereabouts in the right position. If you can put the ball in the box, you're almost certain that he's going to be there. That's a terrible pass from Julio Torres. Well, there he is. We said that he's capable of some of those moments, Julio Torres in goal. Actually giving here the foul on Eric Vera. Oof, quite a soft one. Lugo. Can he find a way out from the corner? No, he can't, and he's throwing to Galacticos as well. Oh, lovely first-time pass from Gomez. Slow build-up now from Galacticos. Number 11, David Junco. Outside of the looking for Brian Hernandez. 6 goals to his name. Scored a couple last week. Let's see what happened there.
Part of the game now, Bruno, it has to be said, this is the part where in, let's call them cup finals, right? Games where one team's got to go home at the end of it. It can get a little cagey because nobody wants to concede that unimpressive goal. You got to have goals like the ones that we've seen already, which have been full-on golazos.
Yeah, something special, something from the outside of the box. But yeah, it's that fear of not going home today, which will probably be a big part of the games that we'll see this evening. But Eric Vera, he looks like he's in a lot of here, and he's hugely potential past teams. So I'll be hoping that he can recover. But it was looking almost muscular there as he was stretching as another baby. Wow.
Start him young.
Yeah, this one hasn't got the headphones on. Get him fully involved.
I mean, you might as well get them ready for Kings League because we're going to be here for a while.
Front row seats as well. You can see them there in the background. But that doesn't look good. But I think that's the end of his evening. Potentially the end of his entire Kings League. Well, this split at least. And it's been a bit stop-start, hasn't it, Spence? With all these sort of VAR reviews, the Inter Vera, and I think it's kind of affected the flow of the game a little bit. It needs to come to life. Now Leandro Gomez tries to do that as he drills that shot wide.
Yeah, and things just got a lot more difficult too for Muchachos because without Vera in defense, they now have to rely even more on an attack that hasn't quite been there in the same way that it was in the past. Villa is going to be another one of their main targets, even more so now.
Just someone who allows them also to take some risks in defense because he's got that coverage. He's so mobile, so athletic, but they're going to have to adapt to life without him, which is something that they haven't come used to this season. He's almost played the entirety of games, almost taking any rests, Eric Vera. But let's see if they adapt and evolve. Orozco. Oh, he's put too much on that. Rebollar he did well to keep it in play, but he didn't. Junco. Out to Samano on the left. Now Leandro Gomez. Oh, Galacticos perfectly controlling the game and this 2-1 lead. Leandro Gomez getting most of the game, channeling through the number 10 as the cross was comfortably collected by Orozco. Now the transition, but it's Leandro Gomez also helping out in defense.
I have to say, hold on.
Here's the Tobilla hit. Here's where he wants to be, battling away. It's not very pretty, but he gets a shot. And Julio Torres, he doesn't deal with it. Almost giving him a chance there on the follow-up.
I was going to say, you know, that's an excellent effort from Villa, by the way, with an acute angle and very, very few options provided for him. But, you know, I don't know how much good it does Muchachos to hold on to that presidential penalty now, because there's really not a whole lot of good that can happen from waiting in terms of building the level of stress and pressure that comes with that shot. They know they're going to get it.
Exactly.
And let's think about the possible scenarios, right? Let's forget about how much time is left in the game, but let's talk about who scores the next goal. If Galacticos score the next goal and it becomes 3-1, then the pressure to take that presidential penalty and make it to make up for the fact that they're down 2 and change it to 3-2 is massive.
Yeah.
And at the same time, if Muchachos do go ahead here and get a goal in open play and they make it 2-2, then the pressure almost, well, look out.
Oh,
there it is.
Well, there it is. It is 3-1 indeed. Just as you were saying, it was a possibility. And it's Cesar Bernal who's chipped Orozco. That's his 7th of the campaign, but it's a huge mistake from Jonathan Orozco. And a presidential penalty. They keep leaving it to one side, and now it's 3-1, and it's gone from being a commodity which can put in the lead or play to your advantage to being a must, a necessity. You need to convert it, and as you say, that piles the pressure on the player.
it's a massive mistake, and it's now one that has put Muchachos in a very uncomfortable position going forward.
Well, you can't make those kinds of mistakes in the playoffs. It's okay in the regular, there's always another chance, but 3-1 deficit now for Muchachos. You can only blame themselves after that terrible pass from Orozco. Leandro Gomez. I think he's given the hand, but it took a while there, the referee. Did it like he took it the hand. And it's quick free kick. Villa inside the box, looking for the shot on the left foot. Again, though, Cesar Bernal, and not for the first time today, with the intelligent read on the tackle.
And what comes next has become even more important. The rolling of the die can drastically alter where we're at here.
That's another factor which cannot be, its importance can't be overlooked. Sometimes I think, yeah, it's just a die, it's a couple of minutes, it can completely alter proceedings. But it's looking a little bit dangerous here for Muchachos. Gap starting to open up in defense as they take more risks in attack. Villa. Rebollar, Orozco. He needs to make up for his mistake in one way or another, and he's coming a very long way. No one's going out. Might as well try the shot. Oh! See that? There was the defending there from Gomez, diving head first.
Yeah, sure. Might as well have an effort, too.
Yeah, definitely. Well, last 40 seconds before the die. Can Muchachos claw themselves back into it at 3-2? Orozco. Brilliant defending from Bernal. He's doing a magnificent job on Villa.
There you go. And here comes
there
what's necessary.
Yeah. And it's not a bad time to do it either, is it? Before the die. You can give them that little boost before those final couple of minutes of the first half.
Instantly pressure-packed.
It is. They need to score it. Who's going to take it? Is it going to be Villa? It is going to be Villa. And he's not the quickest player. Let's not forget they've got 5 seconds to execute from the moment they touch the ball from the halfway line. Clean cut, straightforward Villa up against the unorthodox, unpredictable Julio, who will come out on top. And we're off. Villa with the first touch. He takes it round Torres, but he's running out of time. And he did it in just about before the buzzer. Some of the players from Galacticos saying no. I think he made contact.
Will it count? We're going to look at it. We've got another controversial VAR look, and it's saying, I believe the answer is no.
I thought he hit it when the one was on the clock. Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
No. You're
wow.
Right. It was a very long touch wide, wasn't it, from Tito Villa? And it's always a risk when you go around the goalkeepers. It doesn't give you enough time. Well, we come to the 18th minute, and potential penalties have played to the advantage of Galacticos del Caribe. They've put theirs away. Muchachos haven't. Let's here. Oh, and it's Bimbo. Well, that's one of those that can turn things around. It gets 1 against 1 with no goalkeepers. So it shoots from the halfway line
shift.
And no hands allowed. Definitely. This is good for Muchachos because it gives them a chance to get back in it. Also, obviously, a chance for Galacticos to extend the lead, but when you're behind, you need risk.
Big moment in the next 2 minutes plus.
Right, let's see who gets. It's normally Eric Vera. Just had to go down a different path with Eric Vera picking up the injury. And it's Brian Hernandez who gets there first. He's up against Edwin Cardenas. Whoa! That wasn't even on the camera shot.
Oh, and he's trying to sub out.
Always a massive risk, isn't it?
There was a moment there of uncertainty.
Can he pile a better shot together? Oh, Leandro Gomez, it somehow got through his legs. Oh, yes, he's not a goalkeeper. Yes, he's not allowed to use his hands, but still, I think he'll be massively disappointed with that. What's he saying here?
Oh, I think they've just ceded possession as well. But for what reason?
I'm not entirely sure what he did, but he's obviously broken some kind of rule, and it means that Muchachos have got another chance here. Cardenas. Suddenly they can be level if he can find the back of the net. Cardenas! Oh! Wow! That is a perfect shot.
Textbook to perfection.
Some of the shooting here today. Oh, and Leandro Gomez shot down the middle, which Cardenas wasn't really looking forward to putting his head on. Wasn't as pretty, but it counts just the same as Cardenas' goal into the top corner.
I mean, if he does that again, it's unstoppable.
Oh, that one bouncing down the middle, slightly awkward there for Leandro Gomez. And they're going to have one more minute, so he's going to have a chance to have another shot.
There's a key element to this here. It's almost like basketball. You're talking about getting a 2-for-1. You want to be able to take this shot with enough time to have another shot after this.
Yeah. Oh, it's another difficult one. It's moving, it's swerving in the air, and Cardenas didn't really know how to defend it. Head off Fraser with his player. Some of the goalkeeping has been a little bit sus in this 1v1.
If they hustle here, they might get another shot at it. We're not quite at the end of that full minute.
Oh, what? I mean, this guy's shooting as a joke. How can he do that on tap? Top corner whenever he wants. This is a crazy couple of minutes, man. 5-4. And this is going to be the last shot from Gomez. Oh, he's hit this one over the crossbar. There's not going to be enough time for Cardenas, surely. Oh, they haven't blown the whistle yet. Now they've blown the whistle.
Wow. What a moment.
There's nothing better you can get on the die, is there, than the bimbo. It's brilliant.
That is just about as good as it gets.
Let's see if we can hear from him. Obviously, normally we can't hear from the chairman in these halftime intervals. It's a shame because it's been an interesting couple of minutes to hear their thoughts. And I think you can see the face from Gerardo Freixas. He doesn't look as happy as los futbolitos, los Galácticos del Caribe.
Yeah, it would be nice. Maybe we can pretend. We can. Yeah,
they've got to be chewing over that goal, haven't they?
You're more of a Will Smith type of personality than anybody else.
Oh, thank God that finished, because I wasn't enjoying that possibility of having to lip read for 10 minutes. So, well, some first half. That was. Your thoughts, Spence, on that bimbo was it's a couple of minutes which are completely different from what goes on in the previous 80 minutes, and it's got them back in. If you're Galacticos del Caribe, you're the man. Sure, you're feeling slightly more comfortable with the pattern of game that's taking place, because Galacticos are looking like the better team. Do you think in 7v7?
Yeah, I would say that Galacticos probably deserve to have the lead, and they're lucky too that they came back with a couple of important efforts in the 1v1, because if not, Muchachos would have been level in this game without really having had deserved it. So this is probably just, and the pressure shifts for these next 20 minutes to Muchachos to see if they can find a way to make something of this.
And let's not forget, those two weapons are going to be of vital importance in this second half, with things being so tight at 4. Second half. Powerful header there to start things off from Abner Rebollar for Muchachos. It's Lugo. Lugo with the shot. Well, they had Julio Torres diving, and I think he got a touch to it as well. Lugo's corner, headed away, not cleared entirely by the Galacticos defense. They'll get a free kick there for that challenge on Cesar Bernal. It's been a complete headache for Tito Villa this evening. Oh, what a turn! Is on to the ball, Leandro Gomez. Jonathan Orozco off his line quickly. What a player Leandro Gomez is.
Yeah, this has been somewhat clinical, Bruno, we have to say. I think if we're talking about what's fair, though, I would say a one-goal lead is actually the most fair.
Yeah. Yeah, some of those goals have been... I mean, they've come from nothing in terms of Muchachos shooting themselves in the foot, but yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Galacticos about edged it. Samano! Oh, and the defense switching off, and that's going to be another one. That'll be hugely frustrating, hugely disappointing, because it's so difficult to score from corners. As long as you're in the right place, then nothing should be happening in terms of the threat from corners. But look at that, the run for David Junco is 6-4.
I mean, you can't fall asleep, and they've done it again.
Oh, 7-4. Talking about falling asleep, look at Will Smith. He's starting to lose the couple of minutes, couple of goals, but the defending from Muchachos has been woeful. Jimenez in the corner, comes away with it. Did Julio Torres get a hand onto it? Was it the crossbar? The referee says it was the wood. Torres going long, headed down again. A huge gap inside the box. Brian Hernandez, this defending from Muchachos, Spence. I suppose they need to take risks because they're 3 goals down, but my word.
Well, this is starting to run away from them, and forget what I said about these being cagey finals, because not this one. Once you're down like this, especially with 10, 15 minutes to go, now you just got to throw it caution to the wind.
And you do wonder what their card is and why they're not playing it now, is they need something. Well, they've got a corner here. Rebollar, near post, fluffed clearance from Pablo Samano. Another chance from Rebollar. There was Villa climbing above Bernal. Fires a header straight at Julio Torres, who smashes it into the roof of the Kings Arena. Orozco. Now they can break again and cause more damage. Jonathan Garcia, he opened up his body, but it was blocked by Rebollar. He doesn't look too happy with the defensive efforts from his teammates in attack. Lugo. It's a loose touch, but it falls to Villa. Turns away from Bernal. Again, though, he's not had a shot on goal today where he's been in a comfortable position or in a good angle. It's always been a little bit forced for Villa.
Well, time is running out on Muchachos' season, and it's going to be a sad story this year if it ends like this for them, because what started so well is going to end with not a lot to show for it.
Look at that again. It was a 3-on-2. I mean, it's almost like witnessing a slow death in front of your own eyes. Just the amount of gaps that they're leaving at the back, and just the risk. It's either a goal or it's a goal against. And this is a chance here for Lugo.
Oh.
That volley could have done more. They needed him to have done more. Lovely. We see a weapon locked in. Surely it's Muchachos. Yeah, it is indeed. Yeah, outside of the foot for Jimenez. Again, some resolute defending from Galacticos. This time it's Abner Monreal. Right, let's see what they've got. It's a penalty, which is normally a brilliant card. Here, I suppose it's back to within 2 goals, which, given the fact that the game ends in a double goal period, isn't the end of the world.
It's got to happen now, or it's going to happen never.
Well, it's Villa, and you'd assume someone that scored 18 goals this season that this should be into the back of the net. Let's see, though.
I have not put my money on much else since I said put your money on Villa with a shot on target. Put your money on him scoring this goal.
Well, he didn't score the shootout. He ran out of time. He did put it in the back of the net. See, well, it was never in doubt. Sent Julio Torres the wrong way. 7-5, and don't rule Muchachos out. Although they like a wounded team that was almost given up and thrown in the towel, they're only 2 goals behind, and that means that they're very much still alive in this game.
Got to make a call.
Yeah. Fresh is always on his phone. I'm not entirely sure what he's saying or who he's saying it to. Jimenez to the far post. He was looking for Villa. Now Rebollar. Space for Lugo, and he's fired it off the crossbar. Well, the message is still received, I'm sure, by Galacticos del Caribe, that this is not yet done.
Those are the chances, man. You've got to find a way. Now, look, even if they don't get a goal in the next 10 minutes, they'd still be in a position where 1 goal in the final 2 minutes plus stoppage time would see them at least in a positive light.
Exactly. They're right there. They're with 10 minutes to. The Galacticos still have that weapon. Julio Torres played it straight out. Just when they need a bit of calm, which you can hear the message is being shut their players of calma, calm. David Junco. Leandro Gomez. The overlapping run from David Junco. Leandro Gomez is running the entire width of the pitch. Oh, there's an opening in defence, and he's fluffed the volley on the turn. Jonathan Garcia. Well, it's a neat 1-2 with Jimenez.
Oh,
Lugo
good
accompanying
idea.
him behind. Junco. And he kicked the knife in these counter-attacks. They've just let them off the hook. The short corner to Jonathan Garcia. Again, it's not the
Offside.
cleanest strike, and Pablo Samano, he was offside.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's where Villa struggles. Space, ball not played into his feet, asking him to run, and that's not his main attribute. Samano is giving it away cheaply. Reboller. Now Villa. Julio Torres makes the save. There's a sense that this game has changed slightly with Muchachos now looking like on the upper hand, and this is where they can be vulnerable, and this is where they finish them. Bernal. Oh, he's gone solo.
No. Get up.
And they're not tucking to bed here, Spence. They've got to tuck them into bed. Go ahead, turn the lights off and say good night.
They're certainly getting their chances for it.
Yeah. Let them get away with murder. Samano. Go.
I like the tequila music in the background, though.
Oh, it's brilliant. Gets you going. Oh, Leandro Gomez has he kept it in Samano. It's a save from Orozco. I think the ball had gone off. Take nothing away from that save from Orozco. And, oh, he was away there. Giuseppe Alonso. Well, the whole replay, but it was Leandro Gomez initially who'd run the ball out of play. That's why everything that we saw afterwards had been ruled out by the referee.
This has been one of the best high-scoring playoff games that we've seen in either of the two Kings Leagues thus far in this split. And
It's been
like you said, Bruno, well, like you said, Galacticos have not killed the game off. It's not over yet.
Well, they've allowed Muchachos to believe that they can turn this around. Because there have been some 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s. They've not executed, but they do have that weapon. They've got that weapon. That's a great tune, as you say, Tequila.
It's non-stop, too. It's a little earworm.
It's going to be in my head until 3 in the morning.
Tequila.
Foul given. Yeah. It's just in there. It's in my brain. Orozco. No one likes to challenge Orozco. They invite him to take the ball deep into the half. Muchachos. Alonso with the throw. With almost coming away with the ball.
And if Muchachos had just played with this level of intensity from the outset, we wouldn't see them in this position.
Oh, there was one there. But still, this is a
fortunate foul.
Danger kick. That's a wily old veteran, isn't he? Getting that foul to the box.
Really, you're playing a risky game when you bring your keeper out that far. Especially only down 2. You can't afford to go down 3 right now.
Oh, Villa can take his tally up to 20. Well, fancy his chances here, right on the edge. Another tune in the background. Well, 4-man wall, and Gerardo Lugo will try and put off Julio Torres. Finally, the referee blows his whistle. It's Villa! Torres with the save! Oh, yes, I think he thought that was the moment. Jimenez to Villa. Another shot for him, and another unconvincing save from Julio Torres, and he's going to have to get that back in the box. He does.
Well, we've seen Torres finally sprung into action late in this game. He hadn't been asked to do much, but he might be asked to make a game-saving save in the final 2 minutes.
Brian Hernandez going to hook that one, curling it into the corner. It's another free kick for Muchachos. They're asking for yellow cards from the referee. Nothing given so far. Thinks about the shot. Is that Julio Torres again? Villa cannot believe the goalkeeper has saved it. Slightly unsighted as well.
Yeah, well, at this point, he's just saying, dude, what do I have to do? I'm trying to put it on target.
Lugo! That's how you do it. Another fantastic goal from Muchachos. Most of their goals tonight have been absolutely incredible. All of them in top corner. That's how special it's had to be to get the better of Julio Torres so far. And Galacticos responding, cool, with that weapon.
And it might end up being a very necessary goal, because let's see what this secret weapon is. As soon as the ball goes out of play, I'm guessing it's probably going to be a penalty or a penalty shootout.
Yeah, it'd have to be, you think so. Oh, the challenge from Junco. Now Leandro Gomez, his ability to play it to go back to Brian Hernandez. That's how you finish a counter-attack. 8-6 plus weapon.
Well, you couldn't afford to give one up there if you were Muchachos. We knew that there were so many goals available in this game. And Will Smith is doing his best I Am Legend impression, trying to quiet the crowd. Let's see. It is.
Out. Well, this could be a bit, because it's going to be a 2-goal window in the last couple of minutes. This goal is vital. It would force Muchachos to score 2 goals to throw away with the win. Well, players have the ability of this man. Leandro Gomez, he's had a brilliant game. And he's only scored 43% of his shootouts. Another one. He doesn't
look out,
convert.
that ball's rolling. Okay, just making sure. I've seen that video on social media before, huh? You never know.
Yeah. I think we've all seen
It just started bouncing backwards, and you thought for a second.
Well, Jonathan Orozco, important save for his side. We head into the last 2 minutes. Goal. So Muchachos, in reality, are just a goal off Galacticos del Caribe here. 8-6, though. What a scoreline.
So we know what Muchachos need at this point.
Don't have all the stats with me, Spence, but struggling to remember goals than this.
Well, and none of them have been double goals of any kind either. You had a couple in the final 2 minutes of the first half. You had one in the first 5 minutes of the game. But this has been a lot of open play action.
Yeah. A lot of very, very special strikes on display in this game, especially from Muchachos. Let's see, because if they do come away with the win here, they'll probably go back. Galacticos will go back to that goal. Cross the line, did it not cross the line? So that will still actually be a talking point come the end of the game. Hit away by Galacticos, and I think that might be a slight clue how they're going to play these last 2 minutes. Just clear the ball.
Yep.
And try and be solid in defence. Villa. Oh, you don't want him here. Villa! Torres with the save, but he's just parried it away. But that is defending again. This time it's Abner Monreal.
Boy, that's dangerous.
So committed. Oh.
I mean, giving Villa any kind of space in a one-on-one, you know he's already had a couple that have been really close. You can't give him that option.
Hongo outside of the foot. It's going to go behind for a corner kick. Well, you couldn't ask for a more exciting and nail-biting end to a playoff game than this. Leandro Gomez. Oh, it's offside. That enables Muchachos another possession and pile a bit more of pressure on Galacticos. Orozco. To feet. Villa. That wasn't the best touch from Villa. Took him wide. They're all looking to him. There's no way through down the middle. This is good play now from Leandro. Lua coming right through the back of Leandro Gomez.
Yeah. Pretty simple one there. And if this score stays the way it is, Galacticos del Caribe will be sipping tequila and Muchachos will be needing it.
I'll tell you what they will be. They'll be singing it the whole night. It just doesn't wait. Ooh, asking a few questions. I think it'd have to be more clap though for the referee to give it. Well, they're complaining about how long Julio Torres is taking the ball back in play. A minute out of the 3 consumed in this added time. Leandro Gomez. Look to play it back to David Junco. And that's Bernal again getting the better of Villa.
Nerves are starting to settle in, but you can see the clock starting to tick. Not a whole lot of time left.
Brian Hernandez. Junco. This is brilliant game management from Galacticos, although that wasn't the best pass, but it's come back to David Junco. Gets away with the rebound. David Junco on the ground, shortly up there. As the ball in between his legs. Cárdenas. Cárdenas! Maybe needed so much theatrical Julio Torres. Nevertheless, that's a more efficient maneuver from Torres. The corner comes in. Leandro Gomez now coming away. This could be the final killer blow. With Brian Hernandez outside of the foot, the control, and he shoots wide. Will he end up regretting that?
Can't let that happen.
That's been it. How many times killed Muchachos today? What are they checking?
What are we checking? Play ball.
Yep. I'll have to add on a little bit. Had 20 seconds there. Lugo to Orozco.
That was what they were looking at, just in case. Boy, that would have been a really unfortunate way for Galacticos to lose their lead. Last chance, Saloon, nope.
Oh, wow. That was a dangerous looking counterattack, but the referee said enough is enough. Galacticos del Caribe, yep, Spence, they were probably the better team, but they put that game to bed, and you just had that feeling, that sneaky little feeling, that perhaps they were going to end up regretting, and Muchachos were going to find a way to turn it around.
Well, an impressive victory for Galacticos del Caribe, and it will not get any easier for them moving forward, but they'll take pride in this victory, and they'll immediately start thinking about tomorrow night against Peluche Caligari, because that's who they'll have to face in an effort to get themselves to the Final Four at the Azteca.
Yeah, that'll be a difficult one. Peluche Caligari, one of the better teams, one of the most all-round teams in this competition, so they might need to improve tomorrow evening, but they've done the job today against Muchachos. A crazy high-scoring affair to get the playoffs underway. So we've got our first quarter finalist of the evening. It's Galacticos Caribe. Well, if this was a Real Madrid Barcelona game, the media would have, I don't know, the newspapers would have about 55 pages to fill out of potential handballs. Did it cross the line? Did it not cross the line? A lot of things to mull over and chew on from this game. Don't think that was a handball, Spence, do you?
No, I don't think so. And whether or not the other ball crossed over the line, I mean,
it doesn't matter, does it?
The poetic justice is this: finish the game.
Well, I guess we're going to hit. Oh, they're going to Cesar. Oh, MVP, well deserved. His game today against Villa was incredible.
Muchas gracias. La verdad es que
Cesar,
me ha costado mucho estar acá. ¡Vamos! Es el esfuerzo de todos. Es increíble lo que se vive acá. El esfuerzo de todos mis compañeros y bueno, creo que Dios y la vida nos recompensan todo esto que hemos luchado.
Vente, Will, vente.
Rewarded for everything we've done today.
Yo me voy a poner en la foto. Yo sé que es foto. Will, mensaje para Peluche. Mensaje para Peluche.
No, message for
Vamos
Peluche.
mañana. Se preparen.
Quisieron coger el partido.
Get ready.
Para ese show. Nos vemos mañana.
Que se prepare mañana.
Get ready for
Aquí.
Oh, the
Creo
message
que
is up there,
los equipos más
Peluche. Watch out,
motivados
boys.
últimamente.
Galacticos are coming for you. Well, that was some game. To start off, you're thinking, you know, we'll slowly work our way into this and warm up our vocal cords. Galacticos del Caribe Muchachos had other plans for us, but I think it's time to switch our focus onto the second game, which is going to start in a couple of minutes, which is Olimpo United against Atlético Parceros.
Well, the second matchup is on our horizons, and it is between Olimpo United and Atlético Parceros for the right to take us to the quarterfinals. These two sides are listed at 6th and 9th in the table after 11 match days. Olimpo United, 17 points, put them level with Persas for 5th.
Solamente uno se mantendrá con vida dentro de la Kings League Santander, y eso se decide en cuestión de minutos en el segundo partido dentro de los octavos de final, Marquitos.
Y ustedes vayan a decidir por quién van en sporting.com, la casa oficial de apuestas de
On
la
the
Kings
other
League
side,
Santander, con el código Kings.
Atlético Parceros, 15 points, just sneaking their way in to the playoffs. Doing so despite a loss to West Santos on match day 11. They picked up a win against Olimpo in the penalty shootout on match day 10 when these two teams met. So recent history. We'll have the two teams against one another, and it is James Rodriguez's side taking on Chicharito's team. So we'll see who gets the better. There we go. We actually do have some audio to rip through today.
Lastimosamente nos estamos enfrentando en octavos. Es un amigo mío, jugué con él en el Real Madrid. Pero solo pasa uno, así que el fútbol vamos a ver a quién le va a dar suerte. Espero que Parceros.
They're talking about how these two players, former players happy to see one another, but only one can
Ojalá
advance.
Que lo en el tiempo que es.
En el tiempo regular. Sí.
En el partido pasado, no, como que nos han dado mano. Nos han dado un gol que no era y bueno, esperemos que todo salga bien.
Everybody is in agreement that they don't want to see this go into extra time, mainly because the winner has to play another game tomorrow. But we'll see who has the upper hand when it's all said and done tonight. Olimpo United taking on Atlético Parceros. Game 2 of 3 in our first round matchup. Our play-ins to get to the quarterfinals, where we already have one of the 3 matchups set.
Muy buenas noches a todos por aquí por España. Buenas tardes por allí. ¿Todo bien?
Well, that was a short one.
Yeah, that was a quickie. I was expecting a little more, but hey, no worries. Here we go. Let's get these players out on the pitch. Let's get game 2 underway. Let's see what these two sides have in store for us. Parceros seem to be the slight favorites going into this one.
Yeah, and you know a thing about Parceros. Looking out there, if I can see, yeah, I can see him behind. Jonathan Estrada was a new signing for them last week, and he scored a couple of goals, Spence, and he was, on the basis of that game, one of, if not the best player we've seen in the Kings League Americas this season. So he's an interesting added element to this Atletico Parceros side. I've always been a huge fan of Luis Moreno in defense for them, but look out for Jonathan Estrada because he was absolutely sensational last week.
Well, and you noticed that in the statistics shown regarding what the teams have selected so far this year, neither side have been gifted the Joker. Will that come into play at some point?
There are very few Jokers, aren't there? Generally, you don't see many.
There's only one. Oh, there's only one in the deck. So it is Jacob Morales who wins possession first as he goes up against Patricio Arias. Morales is shifty, and Arias is right on his backside, so Morales will try and sneak into the box now. He's got to find a way to turn and fire, which he does, and that might have come off of the keeper, Navarro. Certainly did. Patricio Navarro as we take it back out on the other end, and once again a second chance coming for Morales. The players waiting to come on and join him, but Morales wants to do it himself first. Stuck off under his feet, he manages to win it back. Morales looking for a strike. He puts it wide.
Well, it's been all Olimpo United in this initial one-on-one. But as you said, Morales is one of those crafty one-on-one players, and Arias is a bit more of a physical, defensive player. So it was to be expected almost. It was Morales who'd be asking more of the questions, but he didn't come up with a goal.
This is where we get to a 2-on-2, but with the keeper it can get a little more tricky. Angelo Caro is in for Parceros. Mentioned the caginess of the first matchup. It finished 2-2 after the full 40, and it went into the penalty shootout. This is Mario Osuna for Olimpo as he drops it back to the keeper, who was caught off of his post for just a second, and the long-range effort was not close enough, but that's a warning sign. Juan Jimenez was...
Not the best place I was going to say, Spence, to hesitate for the goalkeeper. He was caught in two minds, and when you're the last man in possession, I think you've got to have a clear idea of, even if it's just smacking it out of play, but you need to have a clear idea of what you can do with it.
Olimpo looking for the first strike, and this one sailing wide off the foot of Morales again. This is Caro coming the other way. That's a nice lead up ahead, and it is indeed Parceros who strike first. A brilliant, fiery finish to slot them into the lead.
And a brilliant run from Angelo Caro. The way that he dropped his shoulder and cut inside in between two of the defenders. Did all the hard work, but still, I'm not sure if it was Arias with the goal, but still had to apply the finish. There was still work to be done, and it was a very good finish.
It was tough to tell exactly, and we haven't gotten a straight replay of it yet to confirm who scored the goal. Here we'll have it now.
There we go.
Indeed, it was
yeah.
Patricio Arias, who has scored more than a handful so far this season. That's his 7th of the year, or of the split, I should say. That puts the pressure on Olimpo. They too struggled down the stretch of the season, Olimpo. It's a full-on Parceros party, by the way.
Yeah, and there's always a thing that I always find amusing is the product placement. You know, how the beer's always in the right place, or packet of crisps. You can always see the brand perfectly.
And then there's Olimpo United and that side of the equation.
yeah.
A nice white background. You know what? It's on brand, we have to say.
Yeah.
And this one will find the back of the net there for Olimpo. They don't need all of the flash and advertising and just general tomfoolery. Chuy Perez, 1-1.
Oh. What a goal, eh? Near post. The way he stepped on the ball, dragged it. No angle, absolutely whatsoever for Jesus Perez. 6 goals for him as well. He's slowly but surely been adding his goals as well to Olimpo United, and they're right back in it.
So the two sides exchange goals inside of 6 minutes. Perez drops it back. That's an interesting sliding to ground effort, and it's picked up by Parceros. Looking for an effort on the other end. Cesar Marin had his angles cut off, and that effort from Arias left us thinking for a moment.
They've set such a high bar today that you just think everything's going to fly into the top corner.
Well, nobody's shy on confidence today, and that's a required save initially. The follow-up is put out for what will be a corner, but again, this time it's Parceros backing up, and the necessary Navarro save.
Oh.
This time, well, he was
a deflection.
Concerned yet again.
I think there was a wicked deflection there that almost got the better of Navarro.
Olimpo trying to work on the front foot, but there was an offside in the exchange. And we've once again hit that same stretch of the game where, despite the fact that the final score in the first game, Bruno, was it 8-6, we saw this stretch of 10 minutes or so where there wasn't a whole lot happening because the two teams started out hot in the first 5 minutes, and then we hit that 5 to 15 minute mark, and everybody was settling into the 7v7.
Yeah, and it was the die, wasn't it, that really sort of fired that game into life and turned things around, and it set it up very nicely for the second half. So we'll be hoping that we get something similar. Personally, I love to see Bimbo, but a 1-on-1 or even a 2-on-2, 3-on-3 for me is something that I like to see. Anything that's not 4-on-4 and upwards, I'd be happy with.
There's a couple of numbers within the die that we don't like to see. And I think we need to take some time. We're obviously unable to change the rules in the middle of the game. We're in the middle of a season right now, but we need to start thinking about what's best moving beyond a 5-on-5. Here's Caro, and he wrong-footed the keeper, but it was cleared out of harm's way in the end by Rodriguez.
There's the danger man, Estrada, number 23.
Brought back in again to that danger area and finally cleared out of harm's way by Olimpo.
It's a shame that we didn't have Chicharito Hernandez in the corner for Olimpo United, because as James pointed out in the pre-game interview, they both were teammates at Real Madrid, so it would be nice to have a little bit of banter or some exchange between the two. I was going to say two former players, but of course they're still active players. Both James and Chicharito are still going.
Yeah, I think it would have been really nice to see them. They don't necessarily have to be in the arena, but at least present.
No, yeah. Yeah, we've not seen too much of Chicharito.
No,
he's left his pal to sort of be in the firing line most of the time.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, come on, this is the Kings League, and that is an excellent save by Navarro, and he comes up with a whip and a throw, and nearly controlled brilliantly on the other end by the man you were talking about, Estrada. Kept alive by Jose Rodriguez. Olimpo dispossessed yet again, though. Lofted forward. How about that for control?
It was almost too good the touch because it fell right below him, and he then sort of ran onto the ball and it came away from him.
Now a chance for Olimpo, and an excellent stop by Luis Moreno, the defender, who then lunges himself out of the way. He might even be hurt afterwards, too. Moreno doing everything defensively, and he stayed down after the fact.
He's so good, Spence. So good. Such a good defender. Timing on tackles is always incredible. He slides in, but he slides in with a purpose. He always gets the ball or he blocks the shot, and he's brave as well.
A quick strategy session for just a moment for Juan Jimenez. There's only so much that these managers can do at this point now. Perhaps with the exception of bringing their secret weapons into play. There's no presidential penalty in this game, and we've talked a little bit about why. Lofted in by Osuna. And again, easy one for Navarro. The Parceros are trying to go quickly. They're trying to get their team downhill. And this time it is Caro. Chested down really well. Perez diving and weaving. There's a lot of contact there. Nobody seems to be asking for anything beyond what was given, which is somewhat surprising because that was a big collision coming together.
Let's see. I mean, Angelo Caro's not playing the ball or looking to play the ball.
Yeah. It's sort of for that reason, you have to say it was worthy of at least consideration, but nobody on Olimpo protested either. Good ball over the top. Jimenez is there. This has been what the game has looked like for the better part of this first half. A lot of helter-skelter. A lot of both teams preferring to knock each other out rather than rack up the goals.
I think we need a bit of die action, don't we?
I am always in favor of adding a die. Heck, we can do it before the 18th minute if you want, man. Let's get it going.
I would love that.
Towards the backside for Caro, who may have made a little bit of contact with Perez. Everybody's friendly here. Yeah, it'll sting for just a moment. 3 minutes until we get to that die, and as you mentioned, Bruno, we want to stay away from 4-on-4 or 5-on-5.
Definitely. We need something to shake this up. This one is definitely the definition of what we were anticipating before proceedings this evening. KG, playoffs, no one wants to lose, and it's been exactly that in these first 15 minutes.
Yeah, the goals themselves, you hope not, but might have been used up in the first game.
Yeah.
We did have 14 of them.
It's not... Again, I mean, I was flickering a little bit, glancing through the scorelines, and I didn't see anything that had that many goals. I mean, I can see a 6-6 from match day 8, a 7-3, but so many goals. No, 7-5.
Back to Jimenez, who sends it over to his counterpart on the other side, Navarro. And the aforementioned Moreno, who needs to get back and defend. 100 seconds before we get to the die. It's a big step back here from Osuna. He's not going to have a shot at this, is he? Yes, he is. Osuna.
Oh.
And that almost took a deflection on its way in.
Well, it needed a save as well.
That could have been a lot more dangerous than it looked. But now it's Parceros' turn to come forward. Estrada. Caro. On the 1-2, Estrada turns, fires. Only a goal kick. I heard the whistle go, so I wasn't too concerned about that shot. But we are 15 seconds away from rolling the die, and what that will mean is we'll determine if there's more scoring in the cards in this first half. The time has come. Bring out the dado.
Yeah, come on. Come on,
yes. Both teams are used to the 1v1 50% of the time. But this time, it's going to be 1v1 with the keeper in play.
I'll take that. I'm happy with that.
Well, that's all that matters, Bruno.
Exactly. Who cares about the players or people at home? As long as I'm happy, eh?
Well, no, the people at home are likely in similar opinions to what you have. I'm with you.
I like to think so, yeah.
So,
come on.
So,
let's get some goals.
1-1. Let's see if we can get a couple of goals. Exactly. It's the same two out there who were out there before. Arias on one side for Parceros. We'll see Jacob Morales on the other. Here is Arias trying to get right around Morales, which he does, and then he finds the inside of the post. That's a brilliant goal.
That's a goal. Turn of pace. What a finish as well. After that run, you still had to put that into the corner.
Pace and precision personified. I mean, this is pinpoint placement. Look at that. You're not going to do it much better. So now it's Olimpo's turn. And they're going to go with Mario Osuna, and that took a little deflection on its way in. 2-2.
Vamos.
Very unfortunate that the keeper had it covered, and that slight touch there from Arias takes it away.
And that's how cruel this sport can be. One beautiful goal on the other side, and you deflect a shot thinking you've done enough to keep it off course, and it goes into the only spot that the keeper wasn't able to get to. Oh, and I think for Parceros, the ball was not taken out correctly. It needed to go back to the keeper. It wasn't, so instead possession is ceded back to Olimpo, but now Cotto is away and free, and Cotto lobs the keeper, hits the crossbar. He hits the crossbar. Rafael Gonzalez is caught, and the referee rightly stops the clock to allow him to get back into the field of play. Gonzalez's turn, trying to get around Cotto, but yeah, Cotto's not easily beaten.
No free kick? No free kick?
Back we come the other way.
Really?
No. Only one added minute, which means realistically just one more chance, and that chance can come for Olimpo, but Osuna missed out. In fact,
he's got nothing left.
There is time for a rebuttal if Cotto can get there, but you can see it. He's out of gas.
I mean, he did well just to get onto the ball there. If he, I was going to say, if he can come away here.
The final whistle of the first half. Rightly done by both sides, who scored a goal early, each team, and then got one late, both of them. So 2-2 is where we stand.
And James complaining about that last move there from Angelo Caro. I think he feels that if the referee had allowed him to finish the move, because he just looked like he got away from Bueno, then that it could have been a clear chance for Atlético Barcelos. But at least there was a bit of an excitement in that one-on-one situation there between both teams. It hasn't done much to alter the scoreline or at least the script of the game, but at least we saw things happening which we needed in this game.
Yeah, and what this game needed, Bruno, was a couple of players making big-time plays, and we saw that especially once we got to the 1v1.
Yeah, we did. Very impressed once again, yet another week with Patricio Arias, but how unfortunate that goal for Atlético Barcelos, where he did so well to get a foot onto the shot, but the deflection was just enough to get it beyond Patricio Navarro. But an exciting second half with the weapons, of course, to come into play, and I'm sure we'll start to see a few more openings in the second half, naturally, as we come towards the end of the game, and it should lead to a bit more exciting football. And it's the moment for the big players to turn up. Let's see if Estrada, who I've been building up so much, can finally make an impact on the game and do something which Atlético Barcelos will need from him.
Now the appropriate amount of coaching that is allowed for 3 minutes. And we will drop the ball for the second time tonight at the start of the second half. Winner to take on Ranica tomorrow night right here at the KL Arena. Both teams have their secret weapons available to use. We've got 20 minutes to determine a winner. Parcero's now heading to the right-hand side, and Estrada goes tumbling over, and in fact, I do believe he was fouled in the process by Carlos Valencia. That sets up a pretty dangerous free kick.
Very dangerous, yeah.
Got to be taken early. Oh, and nobody was ready for it. Only Parceros were ready for it. Estrada juked everybody out, and it's put home by Diego Gutierrez.
And it wasn't the firmest or cleanest of strikes, Spence, and it wasn't even placed that much into the corner, but from that kind of distance, it just goes to show, get it on target and things will happen.
We'll get it on target, and you have to say that Olimpo fell asleep for the moment there, because Gutierrez was ready to take that. Nobody else was ready for him to take the shot. What now? Olimpo are forced to come up with a response. Again, Moreno is defending. He can do that very well. That's a halfway decent effort from Osuna, but always a bit ambitious. And if you're Atletico Parceros now, don't take your foot off the gas pedal. You want to continue to fight to find a way to increase this lead to 2 or more. And that shot was deflected, otherwise it would have caused problems from Marin. Lofted in and returned. Parceros are still the hot hand in this second half to start things off. Caro Moreno is going to get a second crack at this. Oh, the fly! What a strike that would have been. Jimenez sprung into action, but boy, Moreno really gave us a highlight.
That was not an easy volley. That fell from so high up. You can see how he was looking up and had his eye on the ball, but still, to make that kind of contact is a very difficult skill. This guy's having some game, isn't he? Angelo Caro.
Parceros are just playing with their food at the moment. They're happy to be mulling about where they are. Caro again with Estrada in tandem.
He's got the skills.
He's soaking in the sauce today. Perez on the cutback. And when you least expect it, Jose Rodriguez says 3-3, please. Although there might be a case for offside. This might not count.
Let's see. Let's see.
Definitely be looked at. In live time, it was pretty difficult to tell. This will be easier for us. I don't see any problem with that. Do you?
No. He's on, I think.
Goal.
It's a goal.
3-3 indeed.
Gol, hostia, gol. Vamos.
I'll give credit where credit is due. Twice now, Parceros have taken a lead, and twice Olimpo have responded within a minute to get them back to sea level.
Yeah, Olimpo aren't as easy on the eye maybe than Parceros, because Parceros, you see Angelo Caro with all those little tricks that he's got on the ball, Estrada, how they team up so well, Patricio Arias, but as you say, they're efficient. That goal, it was quite straightforward. It was a run down the left, the ball put in across the box, and someone pushing it in at the far post. And it just goes to prove that it doesn't always have to be spectacular. You just need to be efficient, and that's what Olimpo United have been today.
We have another seemingly painful injury. This one is Diego Gutierrez, who's being looked at and now sprayed. I think that might have just been an unfortunately timed stomp of the foot. Lofted in on the throw, and it was met by the head of Moreno.
He's like a steam train coming in there. Every time he's involved, it's like you just don't want to put your head in, you don't want to put your foot in, because he's so committed.
He's not the biggest body, but he does provide density. There was a shout for a foul against Parceros. Mario Bueno did the right thing by asking for it. The yellow card comes out for Cesar Marin. That's the yellow card on Marin, and that puts Parceros at a disadvantage for 2 minutes now.
Yeah, that could be costly. Sin bins.
Not the time to be
games.
Well, it's not the time to be picking up something like that, and especially
weapon. Yeah.
I think Olimpo smell blood in the water, and with this 2-minute penalty, My gut tells me it might be a sanction.
Yeah, I think
first
so
things
too.
first, Olimpo trying to take the lead first. And now the ball goes out of play. If this is a sanction, it would mean 7-on-5 for a minute 46. Let's see.
Oh,
well,
double goal.
instead, they're going to try to take advantage of the fact that they've got a one-man advantage. So that double goal is good for 4 minutes, but the first minute and change of it will be a man up. And the secret weapon's coming out on the other side, too. So it's all coming out now. Yep. Olimpo trying to take advantage of this moment of weakness for Parceros. Moreno went down to ground, and the assistant referee is the one who pointed to the spot to signal foul, and the center referee followed her orders. I don't know about that. That seemed very questionable, and Moreno is sure that he did not get a touch. We're going to need a replay for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he touched the ball there, Moreno. And when you're lunging in like that, you're always asking the question. You're at least opening the door to the striker to get his body across or get his foot across to ensure that there's contact. And that's what the Olimpo United player Rafael Gonzalez did, I think.
Let's see if we can get a clear look at it. That's one look. To me, that angle doesn't really tell us much.
No. Yeah, as I say, for me, I mean, it's not a penalty, but I can understand that if you're flying in like that, you can invite the referee or the assistant to give a penalty. I don't see enough in it, to be honest.
Not yet, at least, and perhaps this might be checked. I don't know if this is going to stand, Bruno.
Yeah, I don't think it should. Because, yeah, he flies in, but is there an actual point of contact? I don't think there isn't, is there? Nah, that can't be a penalty.
Certainly not in that image, but we need an image on the other side, which we're not going to get.
What's he given?
So it seems pretty clear, based on the reaction of Parceros, that it did not go down as a penalty.
Oh, no. I thought maybe he did, because he's saying it's a dive. But yeah, I don't know.
And then it also stops the clock for for the secret weapon. And it's a shootout, and that could change the complexion of this game too.
Yeah, it's all building up now. So I just want to make sure that he's not given the penalty. Well, it looks like they're going to the middle, so that means they wouldn't have given the penalty. Yeah, so we're going to go straight to the shootout.
A chance for Atletico Parceros, down a man, at least for the next minute 19. Could potentially take the lead here. And it's the man that you would want in this spot, Angelo Caro. Caro, very smooth, but denied by Jimenez. And that keeps this game on ice.
I think he took a while there, Caro, to get into the box. It left him without the possibility of taking it round him. He had to take the shot, and, well, the keeper was all over him, really. Oh, and there is a penalty.
So the penalty shootout was taken first, That's a miss. And now we come down to the other end. And for Olimpo, a chance to take the lead. What a swing this has been. The man of the hour is Mario Osuna to give Olimpo a 4-3 lead. He hits the post. How did he miss it like that? He hits the post, and now all of a sudden it's Parceros the other way. The shot directly into Jimenez. Both sides with opportunities, neither of them able to take advantage.
I've seen very, very few penalties missed by actual players in the Kings League. Obviously by President I've seen quite a few, but it's not every day that you see them not make the most of it. Oh,
ooh, and a big stop from Navarro. I think he's shaken up too after that. It almost trickled under his legs. So he had to make sure that he stood on top of it, Navarro. That's another look at the ricocheted penalty of Osuna. The 2 penalties and all for nothing. And remember, for the next 40 seconds, we're still 7-on-6 in favor of Olimpo. And if Olimpo score, then that goal would count as double. And that's why that missed penalty is so large. Because it would have been a double penalty goal to make it 5-3 instead of 4-3. We almost forgot in all of the mix-up of what was going on.
Oh no, I'd completely forgotten about that. Completely, now that you brought it up.
It's hindsight is a much easier tool to use.
Yeah. So many flashing in the top part of the screen as well, aren't there? There's like green lights and yellow lights.
It's like a slot machine,
too
man.
Chaotic. Yeah.
It's like a slot machine. You have no idea what's going on, but then all of a sudden they tell you that you've won 5 cents. Just 90 more seconds remain of the double goal, but Olimpo's best chance have has certainly passed them by. Trying to slice it through, perhaps. Estrada keeps it moving. And the referee blows his whistle again, just on the outside of the box. Right there. Absolutely. Well, we saw what can happen already when Parceros set up in this position. And another yellow card. This one is handed out on the other side. Iñaki Dominguez is going to have to sit for 2 minutes himself.
Well, they scored from a similar position from a free kick earlier.
Almost identical. You know Olimpo are going to have to be ready for this one. And it's an identical effort with an identical result. They didn't learn the first time, Olimpo. And Arias puts it in the back of the net. Parceros take the lead again.
Inside of the foot, passing it into the bottom corner. It was all about placement there from Arias.
Oh, and done with such precision.
Oh,
Parceros are feeling real good, and Kano's shot is blocked.
He was a bit selfish there, Garo.
Well, it's taken a little while, but the scoring has certainly picked up in this second game as well from what we began with. There's only so much time left, too, for Olimpo to make their way back into this. Of course, their double goal opportunity has since run out, and they will rue that missed penalty because Parceros now have the lead and the advantage. No secret weapons left to use. No presidential penalties at all to be taken in this contest. Parceros are feeling loosey-goosey. Moreno is always feeling like that. Mario Bueno trying to turn the corner. Manages to keep it moving. And then we have a whistle going the other way. I think it might have been a foul on Bueno as he was trying to get rid of the ball.
Yeah. But again, not for the first time. The referee takes a long time to blow the whistle. It's almost as if the player had convinced him by holding his mouth that he'd been caught and that he had to give the free kick.
Well, hey, look, man, these players are not professionals. Neither are the referees.
Oh, yeah.
They still might be better than the La Liga referees.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Or am I?
Oh, he said it. He said it. The shot has been fired.
I'd like to see what you could do if you were able to get out there on the pitch and use a whistle and
as a referee.
Yeah, and give us your best rule interpretations. Another chance for Olimpo. Would you?
It can't be easy, can it? Everyone's insulting you. Everyone's complaining. I mean, I wouldn't be as arrogant as some La Liga referees. I'll say that much.
See, it's pretty easy to fire shots, isn't it? No, we joke. They all do a good job, and especially here in the Kings League.
Oh, here he is.
Considering
here he is, Mr. Correct.
Considering that these referees are not professionals and that they have to deal with VAR, I give them credit.
Nah, to be honest, they do quite a good job. There haven't been many decisions where you thought that was atrocious. That's right.
No,
that is true.
There was a couple of years ago. There was a strike as this one is somehow whipped into the net. Oh my! Wait a minute. Let's put a pause in that because Olimpo have tied the game in the most unlikely circumstance. Mario Bueno, or beg your pardon, was it Bueno?
It was.
I think it was. Yeah, Marco Bueno. He somehow got his head onto a laser throw-in. And it's 4-4.
Again, it's Olimpo United with these goals that you just don't see them coming, do you? Most of their goals have come sort of out of nowhere, out of not even half chances. It's been quite bizarre, but they've got themselves into the game one time and time again. So very different and odd goals.
Boy,
look at that.
That's an absolute off of the training ground routine. Most of Parceros' goals have been classy. Olimpo's have been scrappy, and yet here we are, we're 2 minutes away from the potential golden goal scenario. Caro has it taken out from under his feet. On the turn is Rodriguez, but he gives it away. I think Estrada's asking for another yellow card. Can't blame the man. Now Olimpo's turn. Caro comes back with it for Parceros, but gives it away. Nobody seems to be able to establish possession. This will work, though. Into the area. Estrada's cross is blocked. It is a Parceros corner. Caro to take it, back post bound, flicked away. Back out to Parceros again. This time a throw. Just trying to throw it into the danger area. Moreno was waiting for it. It didn't bounce kindly to him, though. It's another true chance for Olimpo. Winner trying to get to the quarterfinal. We're just 15 seconds away now from what would be a golden goal scenario.
Now that's going to be tense. If you're KG in the first minute, imagine in the golden goal.
Looks like that moment is going to come now.
Golden goal in the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't think Olimpo were allowed to bring that ball back in, by the way. The referee was waiting for a signal, a VAR signal of sorts. And because he was waiting for it, we got to the 38th minute, and that's that. So it's going to be a golden goal scenario, and that's what the Olimpo players are arguing is, hey, the ball was out of play, and we still had 20 seconds, and you were telling us not to play.
Yeah. That's quite weird.
It's a legitimate, it's a legitimate, I think, argument, but it is also the rules that the referee is following, which is you only stop the clock for certain occasions. That was not one of them, and time ran out.
Well, two first playoff games are almost everything we could have asked for, really, in terms of excitement and tension and not really knowing what's going to happen.
The first one was outstanding from a goal-scoring perspective. This one has been great on a different level. The next goal advances to the quarterfinal. Who's going to get there first? Decent individual effort, and Moreno ends up with a half-hearted shot from a long ways away. Here we go. Not sure exactly how much stoppage time we'll get, but it might not matter. If Parceros score a goal now, ooh, there was a chance. Iker Trevino was almost in. Now Olimpo come the other way. One goal sends the other team home packing. Perez on the overlap, slips it back. Troy Perez wins it from Olimpo. We will see Olimpo tomorrow.
Wow, Spence. Wow. Honestly, I thought Atletico Barcelos would always come away with the win in this game, but oh, it's right down the middle, and Patricio Navarro didn't know how to keep it out. Oh, that's a painful one.
He's going to be having nightmares about that ball right at his midriff, and he just missed the moment. But Perez did not. He scores the goal, and he puts Olimpo United into the quarterfinals to take on Ranica.
Well, what an efficient display from Olimpo. As I said throughout the game, I didn't see anything flashy about them, but every time there was a goal from Barcelos, they were there, they responded, they found different ways to score goals. You know, they found solutions to the tasks that were thrown in front of them, and you really need to take your hat off to the team performance from Olimpo United, which got them through a team which I think has better individuals in Atletico Barcelos, but as a unit, as a whole, they're the ones that came through.
Right, let's see if we can hear from James.
Muchas gracias, la verdad que bueno, contentos. Sabíamos que iba a ser un partido muy duro, difícil, contra un gran rival y que se podía decidir por cualquier detalle, y así ha sido. Bueno, hemos tenido pues esa virtud ahora en el gol de oro de saber aprovecharlo, y por nuestra parte felicitar también tanto a James como a Peli por el trabajo que han hecho, el gran equipo que tienen, y ahí nos veremos en el Mundial, por supuesto.
Talking about his team's resilience, and then also congratulating Atletico Parceros for the season that they've had.
Bueno, fue un partido, Olimpo hizo un partido bueno, han llegado 5 veces, han hecho 5 goles, bueno, han jugado bien también, felicidades. Y bueno, ahí tenemos el repechaje, también nos queda una oportunidad para poder ir al Mundial. Y bueno, hay que ya seguir dándole porque queda mucho, y bueno, yo creo que todo lo que hemos hecho es bueno, y falta también ese partido súper importante, el 25 al 26 de mayo, que no se viene el día, ahí tenemos que dejar vida.
Well, everybody thinking about the World Cup as well, but Olimpo United are not thinking about that.
No, muy emocionado, la verdad es que se estuvo trabajando para este partido, y hoy es una de las finales que venimos a ganar.
A ver, una de las estrellas, Marco, ¿qué
Saying it was
sientes
a
que
game
ya clasificaron a cuartos?
Muy contento,
we
la
needed to
verdad,
come up and win with.
La unión del equipo, que en todo momento no se dio por vencido. Creo que este es el espíritu del Olimpo, nunca darse por vencido, siempre venir de abajo, y es una gran familia que nos merecemos este triunfo.
Felicidades, aquí Osuna.
Oh, what a family of
¡Aguante el Olimpo!
players.
¡Nosotros llegamos a
Well, they said they have the spirit for it, and they certainly do. They are into the quarterfinals. They'll take on Ranica. And that does it for our second game. We've had the drama, and we still have one game to go. It's coming your way next. Persas against Club de Cuervos. Somebody's got to go on to the quarterfinal and be our last team in. It's coming your way next.
Well, the final game of the last 16, Persas against Club de Cuervos. Club de Cuervos, who squeezed into these playoffs courtesy of a very tight 4-3 win against Ranita in what was the final game of the regular season. That meant that Los Aliens didn't qualify, and Persas, who for a very long time in this competition looked like they were also flirting with those 11th and 12th positions, ended up in 5th, in fact, very close to being in the top 4, very close to being immediately and automatically qualified for the quarterfinals. So they come into this one in a much better position in the regular season, as again we hear from our colleagues from Sportium. But we've said it all day long. It's almost impossible to read into anything that we've seen heading into this game. Spence, the final game of the evening. There's something that I will say about Persas, which is they have a star player in Alvarado who hasn't been available for the last couple of weeks, and when he's there, I feel like they are capable of beating anybody. In fact, I think it was against Real Titan that they won, and Alvarado scored a couple of goals, and he was incredible. When he's not there, I feel like they're a very mediocre side, and he's not here today, so to me, that really boosts Club de Cuervos' options of knocking out the 5th ranked team and advancing to the quarterfinals.
Well, this is going to be an interesting battle because the first 2 games that we had in this round of the playoffs, the round of 16, if you will, we've seen teams that have been somewhat closer in terms of where they finished in the table. Now, all 6 teams that played tonight or will play are ultimately within 2 points of one another in the table. Yeah. But these 2 teams are a little bit further apart just from where they were before we got to the final couple of match days. Club de Cuervos were on the outside of the playoff picture a couple of times looking in, and Persas had been consistent throughout the season. So I'm excited to see who's got the upper hand because momentum to me right now doesn't seem to be on either team's side.
Well, there are both sets of chairmen in the left, Zayn of Persas, the side from Peru, and the Mexicans on the right, Mercedes Roa of Club de Cuervos, and Zayn just saying that today will be revenge for Persas. So, looking at those stats, goals for, goals against, Persas, very few goals in their games. Not only are they the lowest goal scorers of 28, but they haven't conceded that many, 29. They've got the 2nd best defensive record. Ranita, the only team who have conceded fewer. But if you look at Club de Cuervos, 45-4, 48 against. So they've scored a whopping 17 more goals than Persas. But at the same time, they've conceded 19 more goals than Persas.
Yeah, and I don't know what they say where you're from, Bruno, but back in the U.S., they say defense wins championships. And if that is the case, then Persas have the upper hand going into this game. But it's been anything but cagey through the first 2 games tonight.
Well, everybody else seems to believe that Persas and the defensive setup that they've got will get them through, as the voters, the fans have voted. Persas is the favourites for this game. Weapons handed out to either manager Jack Passy of Club de Cuervos, Guillermo Samso of Persas. Let's see, but as I say, I've got a sneaky suspicion that Club de Cuervos, it's almost a gift for them to be here. So they come with that morale of a side that didn't know where they were going to be in the playoffs, and the excitement that comes with that. And I just don't know. I've got that feeling that they might find a way past Persas today. Let's see. Okay, lights out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the final last 16 game of the evening is underway. Persas in the white and red, winning the first possession of the game. Juan Peña playing for them.
And indeed, Bruno, we've got for the second time tonight the wonder of the presidential penalty.
Yes, we love to see it. Peña, great defending from Aja. Peña gets past Aja, drags the shot wide. Aja's first attempt to attack. I think he's looking to the side, seeing if the clock will run down or not. Well, he's going to have a go at it in the end, but there wasn't too much belief in that attempt from the Club de Cuervos player.
No, and that's a poor decision too, I think, because you really prefer to have the ball in this sort of 3-on-2 situation.
Yeah. This one's much clearer. Juan Peña. He's got Monterde, who's one of the better goalkeepers in these 3-on-3s as well. Now this is Brian Gutierrez. Look at Peña, he's even gone onto the left flank to fire that shot.
And no problems thus far. Oh, that's going to hurt. It's going to hurt tomorrow and today.
Yeah, that's one for the chiropractor. Up and down the spine, straight into the post for Monterde. Trejo to take the corner. Let's see it here again. Boosh!
Yeah, he moved the goalpost more than anything.
Bit of back to post. Trejo. No one's given more assists in the Kings League Americas, and he was teeing up his teammate there, Eder Lopez. And it's back with Monterde. Now Peña. Monterde goes for the shot, and Vázquez Mellado was a striker in the goal, just glancing across as that shot went wide. Trejo out-muscled in the corner. Club de Cuervos yet to really get a hold of the ball in this game.
Well, we've used the word cagey a lot tonight, and I would not describe the start to this game as such, but there are some jitters involved. I think you want to make sure that at some point soon you hone in on your accuracy and get some of these on target.
Yes, Rafael Cid. It's with Gutierrez. Some good defending from Aja, who tracked the pass, tracked the run. Erwin Trejo ordering his players forward. Well, they don't have a great idea of what to do with the ball when they're in attack here, Club de Cuervos.
No, and into 6-on-6, and we've seen goals in the first 5 minutes of each of the first two games tonight, but it seems like it might not come here. It might not come for a while. The other question we'll ask shortly is that is either side going to take their presidential penalty early in this game like they did in game one?
Yeah, we'll see about that one, because Zane doesn't seem to be there, so it'll be a shootout in the case of Persas. But a very high percentage of possession for Persas so far. Monterde.
All right, we made it the full ship.
We've got to 7-on-7 with, wow, very few shots to register, at least on goal. I don't seem to recall any.
Who would have thought that the final game of the night would be Rayo Getafe? It's a La Liga joke
Rayo Getafe
for some people.
In August, with no one wanting to run around.
No,
Rayo
Getafe 2 weeks ago, 0-0.
Oh yeah, yeah. I gave myself the luxury of missing that one out.
And you missed a banger, man.
I can only imagine. Oh, that's a good volley across by Trejo. But he's always got something to say to the referees, Edwin Trejo. You know what? When I see them spitting on this pitch here, where it's artificial grass, and you just know that spit's going nowhere. Ugh.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but you know, at the same time, I don't like to see how the sausage is made. You know what I mean?
Well, will this game jump into life? We hope so, we hope so. The fans starting to make some noise for Cuervos. They've always got big support in the stands. No fouls as the referees look to see if there's an advantage. He allows play to continue. Brian Gutierrez to the left flank. It's back with Gutierrez. And all the way back to Monterde. Now Juan Peña. Feed.
Nobody's forcing it right now. They're all emphasizing priority of possession first over anything else.
Yeah, lots of possession from Persas. Rafael Cid, Monterde. Now a bit more of a press from Club de Cuervos. That's exactly what Persas will be looking for. Islas. And Gutierrez runs it out of play. He's now with Rafael Agassi of Club de Cuervos. Well, a team that's, I said before, scored lots of goals, but that was about much of this come today. Oh, that was a good shot, and it did indeed come off the top of the top of the crossbar after the save from Monterde. Now Club de Cuervos again, starting to find a little bit of momentum. Viniegas through ball, and that's some strong defending from Rafael Cid, shutting the door on Santiago Lagarde. Peña. Oh, no one attacking the ball. A slight moment of hesitation. It's almost...
I think both teams are feeling a bit of hesitation right now, and that's not something that you can afford to have in a game where if you make a mistake, it could cost your team the season. We just saw a game ago a mistake from a keeper that quite literally knocked Parceros out of this competition. So you just have to be ready for 40 minutes plus.
And those mistakes from Muchachos as well, from their goalkeeper. Those mistakes today have been very, very costly. Trejo. He's sent backwards by the Bersas players. He's asking for the ball again. It's Trejo. And he's just lifted that up onto the volley. Monterde goes short to Rafa Cid. Cid with a diagonal. It's headed out of play by Alfonso Rosales. Cid coming forward. And he can't get onto the end of that long ball again.
The longer that the game goes on like this, Bruno, the more that it's going to benefit the likes of Persas, who like to play that defensive style, who are comfortable settling into a game that doesn't have a whole lot of scoring or doesn't have many chances attached to it. This is a lot better for them than it is for Club de Cuervos, who are probably thinking, how come we haven't scored yet?
And they certainly haven't asked too many questions of Antonio Monterde, other than that long-distance shot from Manuel Viniegra. There's the possession. I thought maybe it would have been greater for Persas, although it is true that Club de Cuervos in the last couple of minutes have got a bit more foot onto the ball. No way through that for Alfonso Rosales. Now Trejo. That was always a difficult pass.
It's just a lot of probing and not a whole lot of answers at the moment. And it doesn't mean that these two teams can't kick it into gear in a few minutes' time, perhaps 6 minutes' time when we get to the roll of the die, but it does seem like they don't have as many ideas as perhaps they'd like to have.
That was a neat turn from Donovan Martinez. Eder. Now can they run? Nowhere to go in the end for Luis Gonzalez, and they end up losing the ball. Trejo to the far post. Donovan Martinez! And that's again a good save from Antonio Monterde.
Well, we knew he'd be forced into action a couple of times, but that is full Superman stretch. Absolutely that. He just smothered another one.
And Zane approves of his goalkeeper's efforts. Diaz. Cid. Diaz can't see any options. Well, we just about lost sight there of Brian Gutierrez, who's down in some pain. Well, that was some weird treatment there as they were combing his hair on the ground. Oh, yeah. That didn't look great in slow-mo. Well, back up on his feet, fortunately, Brian Gutierrez, after going straight into the advertising boards around the pitch.
When we start to get into these playoff games, the physicality level increases too, Bruno. And it's also more demanding on your body because not only are these two teams playing tonight, but one of them is going to have to turn around in less than 24 hours' time and play the first game tomorrow.
Yeah, not ideal connecting final game with first game, but I guess someone was going to have to pull that straw out of the... and just looking at the setup for tomorrow, it's against West Santos, isn't it, the first game? Well, if ever a game was crying out for a die, this was it.
We need it, man. I'm ready. Let's roll two of them.
Yeah, these last couple of minutes, come on. Come on, guys. Trejo. Lagarde, Trejo. Can he run? Can he run? No, he can't keep it in play.
I feel bad for even mentioning Rayo Cádiz because this has to be, we need more. We need more here.
We definitely need something. Come on. Club de Cuervos, Persas, 0-0. 16 minutes, couple of minutes to go until the die. It's Club de Cuervos in possession. Eder. Lagarde.
There you go.
Good ball. Oh, the defending on Martin Bravo. That was a nice little move put together by Club de Cuervos.
Right idea yet again, but really just haven't been able to find the target the way that these teams are used to.
Good burst of pace down the left-hand side. The referee says that he kept it in play. Ooh, that was an awkward movement there from Viniegra. I think they're claiming that it was a handball. Gutierrez. Oh, misunderstanding in defense, and looking to pounce was Alejandro Tete Diaz. Let's see if they show us a replay of that handball claim from the Persas players.
Oh, I think at this point now you're thinking the only thing that's going to get... Oh, well, I was just going to say the only thing that's going to get us off 0-0 before halftime is getting on the board with the presidential penalty, and Club de Cuervos have that idea.
And there it is. But before that, here comes Gutierrez. He goes down. There's an advantage. Diaz. Good challenge from Eder. Still Eder. Well, they wanted the earlier foul, but to be fair, they played on into the box. And now, something a little bit different. Something needed. A presidential penalty. It's going to be Mercedes Roa, who's been pretty decent with her penalty taking so far this season.
Yeah. growing in confidence. Now the question is, where do you go? Do you go down the middle? Do you try to hit one of the sides? She has felt that confidence. She's got that, say, inner calm in her.
Yeah, she's got that spiritual aura, hasn't she, Mercedes Roa? You see there how she's just trying to draw some inspiration and a bit of gamesmanship from Montero. They're taking his time. Well, can she fire her team into the lead? Leading by example, Mercedes Roa, the chairman, outside of the foot. It was a brilliant idea, and it was very close to the top corner. Absolutely no shame in that penalty whatsoever. Well, it was an eccentric attempt from Mercedes Roa. That would have been an absolute belter of a goal.
That was a really good chance. And now the advantage in this game is with Persas.
Yeah, they've still got that presidential penalty. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, we've had a couple of exciting ones today with the Joker and the Bimbo. Let's see what Monica Olmedo gives us this time. I think that's one of those roles that you don't enjoy, Spence.
No, you know me well. You need all 3 axes involved, and that was just a 2-axis roll. We had
and
X and Y, but we needed Z, and we finished with 4, and that's why.
Exactly. So to make things worse, it was a 4. Well, this game didn't need a 4v4, but hopefully it will give us some goals.
You know what, Bruno? Maybe it won't. And if it doesn't, at the end, the drama's still going to be there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if nobody scores in the entire evening, there will be drama. But it would make it a bit more fun if there were goals. But anywho, let's see. Trejo. Eder to Martin Bravo. He's someone that can score goals. 10 so far this season. And they're looking to him here.
The imaginary flag is up.
Juan Peña.
The chant of Vamos Cuervos is on in the KL Arena.
Always very, very well supported. Mercedes Roa's team. Cid to Monterde. Now Peña. It's back with Monterde. The shot from Monterde is over the crossbar. Again,
well, that is what he can do.
The subdued reaction.
He's capable of it.
And Bravo didn't connect a clean shot with his response down the other end. Monterde the 1-2 with Juan Peña. Oh. Not quite on the same wavelength, but he's kept it in play. Brian Gutierrez, he does well.
And how?
Now with Olmedo. Olmedo, Peña. Peña. Well, they'd lost the advantage that they generated. Vázquez Mellado. Flicked it back, and he's going to have to sprint back into goal. It's with Brian Gutierrez.
Try to incorporate the keeper one more time to get a shot off.
And it's going to be the last possession of the game for Persas. That was a low percentage move, though, making the run down the left flank and crossing it in hopelessly into the box. That should be the end. It will be of the first half, and no goals yet, despite having had a presidential penalty. So it's Persas 0, Club de Cuervos 0. The second half, we'll be hoping for a few more things to happen. Let's see if we can hear from Zayn and Mercedes Roa. No, we can't hear from Mercedes, who missed the penalty. Hopefully we'll hear from Zayn.
Yeah, she tried to go quick fire.
Well, Zayn showing his respect for Mercedes. Oh, no.
No, it's the opposite, no?
Respect.
No se dio, así
Exactly.
un medio tiempo aún, así que mucha suerte.
Yep, and wishing them luck.
Shots fired.
Yeah, after that little dig. Well,
a lack of respect that it was taken quickly. Do you agree with that?
Not at all. Not at all. There's no etiquette when it comes to penalties. Penalty's a penalty. You need to look for any advantage you can get over the goalkeeper.
It's definitely one of those unwritten rules, right? The referee blows their whistle. You take 3-4 steps back. You take a big deep breath. And then you start your run forward. But Mercedes did not do that.
Fair play to Mercedes, because at 0-0, going for that kind of penalty takes bravery. It went wide, and people can say, "Oh, it was probably easy to go for a safe shot." But if it had gone in, it would all been saying, "Oh, incredible! How'd you come up with that?" So yeah, fair play to her. Fair play. It was a good penalty.
It was just a foot or two away from its intended target, but again, Persas, who are the defensive-oriented side, have put up a 0 to start the first half. They have the advantage in the second half because they've got their secret weapon in addition to their presidential penalty.
Well, Club de Cuervos with the first possession of the second half. Lagarde. Pass intercepted from Eder, and this could be an opening. It's well defended by Viniegra. Kept in play, says the referee. Monterde to Cid. He's been looking for that diagonal today, Cid.
Ooh.
They did it brilliantly.
Almost. You can see how far back, though, Persas are sitting. Their depth between their defensive players and their attacking players is a telltale sign of how they want to approach this game.
But that was not the best pass in the world for Fernando Olmedo. And it's changed a little bit in the sense that Persas had the lion's share of possession in the first half. Coming to the end of that first half, though, it was Club de Cuervos that started to take control of the game, and they've taken that over into the second half. Monterde. Khalil.
There's no rush from either of these teams either, which is sort of why we're in this position that we're in. And it also means that the clock continues to tick, and it's the reason we only had 1 minute of stoppage time in the first half. And if it continues like this, second half may be no different.
Ooh, almost connecting with Donovan Martinez. Barça's never in any real rush to make a quick, direct move when they win back possession.
That has to do with their depth as well. I mean, they might be in a position now where they can settle on this 0-0, wait to see what Club de Cuervos do with their secret weapon, what gets utilized, and then come back with the weapon of their own plus that presidential penalty.
That presidential penalty is a sneaky little trick up their sleeve that they still have got in their hands. But every shootout today, every shootout we've seen today has not been converted. So by no means a safe bet. Vinegra. Aja. Vinegra again. Now Eder. Almost coming away from 2 tackles. Thid telling him to get up and stop moaning and get on with it.
I like the attitude. I think everybody's frustrated right now. They want to see a goal.
That's a good drop of the shoulder from Donovan Martinez, and I thought that was it. I thought that was the goal we were looking for.
That was a chance.
Vázquez for Vinegra. He's the one moving the ball around now. It was Trejo in the first half, but he was the recipient of the pass here.
And you've also got West Santos, who are probably watching this game thinking, is this what we have to deal with tomorrow? Because they'll get the winner of this game.
Oh, Lagarde coming up with something a little bit different. Aja with the ball across the box, and Antonio Monterde ensuring that that ball did not find its way. Oh, it was actually going goal bound from Aja. Now Islas. Tame effort from him.
And usually the keepers are the heroes of games like this that are 0-0, but they haven't had much to do today, and those last 2 efforts on target, which will ultimately count as shots, sort of give you an idea of what they've been up against today, which is not a whole lot.
No, goalkeepers are the heroes generally in the Kings League, aren't they? We tend to save after save, and this game, very few highlights in that sense.
We got spoiled by the first 2, and the law of averages sort of caught up with us a little bit.
Yeah, brought us back down to earth with a bang. Peña. Cid. No way through. Islas heads away to Diaz. Ooh, crunching tackle from Donovan Martinez.
Just a little late. Sets up a set piece opportunity, which we haven't seen much of either today. Set pieces could make a difference. We're searching, Bruno. We're searching for anything. Bottom of the barrel. Pull it out. Final day, game of the day. Let's get it going. Come on.
We are scraping here.
With our fingernails.
Got Monterde. Yeah, they're gone. Will Monterde come up with something a little bit special? No, as it's played short to Olmedo. And that was a disappointing end result. Eder Lopez. Well, the minutes continue to tick by, and we still await both weapons. We still await one presidential penalty.
A lot of times we talk about a goal or a save being the difference in a game, but I think that presidential penalty miss from Mercedes might be the key to this game. Once you get to this point, half an hour in, Bruno, you just got to embrace it. You just got to embrace the 0-0 because it's what they're giving us. It's what we've got.
Here's what we're heading towards. There's absolutely no signs of anything else. A free kick.
Don't sound too excited now.
A free kick is more than a glimmer of hope for me.
You can just fake it till you make it. I mean, hey, as soon as this shot goes up, let's, as if it was going in.
Oh, down the middle. Down the middle. From Viniegra. Now, come on. First shot on target. Oh, no, that was from Grudo Cuervos. But they've only had one shot on target, Persas, in the whole game.
Utilizing their defensive-oriented strategy to the finest.
This is Trejo now. Lagarde. Still Lagarde. No way through. Plenty of bodies in the way there. Ceder.
Oops.
Viniegra took his eye off the ball.
Well, that you can't do. Under any circumstance at any time. Not right now.
Islas, the through ball intercepted by Viniegra. The Cuervos coming forwards. Bravo. There we go. That's the sound we were looking for.
And it's green.
Persas. So weapon before presidential penalty.
They're encroaching on that 6-minute mark, which tells me this might end up being one of those 4-minute types.
4 minute, yeah.
of secret weapons, whether it's a double goal or a sanction. Indeed.
And there it is. It's a 4-minute sin bin for a Club de Cuervos player. Who will it be? Could be Trejo. It's Bravo, their top goal scorer.
Honestly, I don't know that taking off your opponent's best attacker is the move in this game. Get somebody out from the defensive side of things. It's pretty clear, no?
Yeah.
Am I overthinking it? I mean, nobody's scoring.
No, it makes sense. And that, from Trejo, is a characteristic late challenge. And now he's left his side. I mean, you can't be doing that when you've got a player who's been left out of the game for 4 minutes. Reckless.
Extremely reckless. And a potential creaking of the door for Persas.
And the usual suspect in Trejo loses his cool almost every single time I see him on the Kings League. Well, surely a 0-0 game, 7 against 5, it has to happen. Taken quickly, Gutierrez, Diaz, Olmedo, and that's not one way to make the most of the two-man advantage.
It was decently well worked off of the training ground, so to speak. I mean, there was method to the madness, but we're getting a lot closer to what would be the same similar type of golden goal scenario that we were in about an hour ago.
Just that it would be hard to envision someone scoring a golden goal in this game.
Well, all it takes is one moment of magic or one mistake, something like that, right? It just has to go into the right spot.
Persas looking to make the most of their numerical advantage. So far, though, they've not really made any inroads. Diaz. Feed the cross. Oh, that was an inviting cross.
Safe to say 0-0s have not been very common in any of the Kings League leagues thus far. If you're going to see a draw, you're more likely to see a 2-2, 3-3, 4-4 type of scenario.
Islas. Feed. Ooh, asking too much there of Diaz, and that will be the end of the two-man advantage. They've not made the most of it at all. Not really hurt Cuervos in any way.
They want to make a substitution, but they can't. And here comes yet another opportunity, this time for Persas. The moment's arrived, Zane. Bruno.
Zane's in the building? Oh no, okay, he was just getting out.
He did stand up though, like it was his time to shine.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he was just reeling us all in. Well, this is huge. This is huge. 36.5 minutes.
Pretty simple. You bury this, it's not over, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, and more so given how threatening either side have looked. A goal here has got a little bit more value than in that first game we saw where there were just goals every couple of minutes. Alejandro Diaz. And he fires it into the goalkeeper. Another save. Pretty certain that we were almost anticipating that. And it's Eli Sadia. They put him in just for the penalty shootout.
Well, they've done that. And Club de Cuervos maintain their opportunity. And all we have left now is one secret weapon. And I'll tell you what, this could be the moment for Club de Cuervos. They're going to put this secret weapon into play, and it's going to be a penalty of some kind.
Has to be. Well, the excitement from Mercedes Roa. Going to take the throw in first.
Ball's got to go out of play.
Back on the pitch, Viniegra.
It would take us away from a golden goal scenario. That hits
Now the ball into the roof.
Ceiling, and so here we are.
Okay.
If you're Club de Cuervos, a regular penalty does you really well. If you're Persas, you're hoping maybe it's a shootout.
Oh, it's a normal penalty. It's a normal penalty. This has to be a goal. Although we saw one missed in the previous game. Going to be Erwin Trejo. 8 goals, 15 assists, and 1 MVP award for him so far. And 38 minutes are up. So we're either going to have a golden goal or we're going to have a normal last 2 minutes, depending on whether Trejo converts this penalty or not. No run up from Trejo. Oh, saved onto the post. Well, he was too confident. And we're going to go into a golden goal after that save from Antonio Monterde. No one has managed to score in this game.
It just won't go in, Bruno. It refuses to go in. It won't go to its home. Go to your home ball.
2 penalties. 1 penalty shootout. That was I'm trying to think of. That was a Happy Gilmore, wasn't it? Go to your home.
That was, yeah. Nice one. You're on it. You're still sharp. It's 0-0, but you're on your game.
Oh, Happy Gilmore, of course.
Incredible. And yet we go again to a golden goal scenario. And, you know, for the second time, Club de Cuervos, they don't really take their time with the penalty. I mean, you got to make it count.
Well, golden goal for the second time this evening. Who will complete the quarter-final lineup? And that is a false start. Santiago Lagarde. And he's happy to give the ball to Persas. Steed. Oh, I can't see the clock functioning properly now. Yeah, I think they're going to stop play. Was it the clock? No. Okay. I mean, it took a while to get going, the clock there on 38.
Yeah, I also can't imagine, by the way, that we're going to have too much added time in this second half because the ball's just been in play and we've been running it with the exception of the presidential penalty and the penalty itself. They haven't had too many stoppages. Clock is stopped right now, for what it's worth.
Monterde. It's back with the Bersas goalkeeper. Monterde goes long. Headed towards the penalty spot, but nobody was there. And they can't find Erwin Trejo again, is involved in some sort of altercation. Oh, it's come through to Trejo. No! He's dragged it wide. He's missed the penalty and he missed the sitter.
Boy, how many chances do you want to be given?
Wow. Well, 2 minutes almost up of this golden goal.
I mean, I'm thinking maybe you get another 2 after that, maybe 3 at the most, but not much more. There you go, 2 minutes.
It's going to be 2. Viniera. I think it's worth shooting in a golden goal. Olmedo. Thid. Back to Thid. Makes the run forward. Has he got his side of corner? Yes, he has. And some words into the ear there of Eder Lopez.
Nothing wrong with a little trash talk when the stakes are so high.
Peña's corner, short to Olmedo. It was blocked by the out-rushing defender. Monterde. Again, hitting the lights up above.
This game was bound for a penalty shootout, if there ever was one.
And a 0-0. So rare to see in Kings League.
It had to be.
Someone
has to put the ball in the back of the net, Bruno. Someone has to.
Well, we've gone through 40 minutes of not too much happening to come to this moment. Penalty shootout. Roa, who's praying to the gods above.
Tengo línea directa con Jesucristo.
Saying that he's also speaking to God and...
Sí, no, las cosas como son, voy a tener un facto, me voy a convertir en Will. Han tenido muy mala suerte, honestamente. Es verdad, lo admito.
And he's admitting that they've not been very lucky, Club de Cuervos. Well, that penalty, and that, especially that miss in the golden goal from Trejo when he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Well, I think they're picking who's taking penalties here. Who's willing to stand up and step forward.
So we'll say this, Bruno, as we go into the penalty shootout on game number 3 of the night. Persas came into this game with the defense wins championships mentality, and that's all well and good. And they did their job. They went out and executed their own game plan, which was make sure that Club de Cuervos did not score. They didn't score. That's a 0. They can live with that. Now, they have to do a part of the job that was not quite planned for because they didn't score themselves. It doesn't matter about defense winning championships now. All that matters is can you score more penalty shootouts than the other team.
And of course, yeah, it is shootouts from the middle of the pitch and not penalties. So 5 each.
Light up the drama.
We've seen none scored today.
No, that's true, not one.
Yeah, and we've got 2 teams who have not been too prolific in front of goal, so it could be interesting. Well, what kind of confidence has Erwin Trejo got? He's taking the first penalty shootout. He's missed a penalty. He's missed a one-on-one with the goalkeeper in the golden goal. Let's see how that has affected him for this. And he's scored 60% of what he's taken. Oh, I was waiting to see if it would drop or not, but it's not been Erwin Trejo's night. Added to that list of missed chances so far is this shootout, which he's scooped over the crossbar.
Yeah, he was waiting to see too, Bruno, if it was going to drop or not, but I think he kind of always knew.
Juan Peña next up for Persas. He's scored 50% of his shootouts, and I think he's going to get there on time. Yes, he is. The first goal of the game, and it's Juan Peña. But nothing together, or was it Sabian goal? Made it a little bit easy for him.
Nice finish, good first touch, and an early advantage for Persas.
Well, it's Eder Lopez now. His conversion rate's even lower at 33%, so not positive reading for any Club de Cuervos fans. Oh, he's just missed it. I thought that was going into the top corner, but it's clipped the post from Eder Lopez.
He had the right idea, and he had the keeper beaten, but he could not put it in with just the slightest boomerang curve that sliced it away from goal.
Luis Gonzalez to make it 2-0. It's saved this time by Elis Thadia. They needed that to keep within arm's distance of Club de Cuervos. Of Persas, sorry. Donovan Martinez looking to convert the first penalty for Cuervos. Goes round. Oh, he's missed. He's missed. It's come off the upright.
It was well read by the keeper, although he didn't get himself to it. Oh. It's an unfortunate bounce.
That's about as close as you can come. And Brian Gutierrez, 14% conversion rate. Oof. Probably the lowest we've seen. But this would be
All
a
that matters
huge
is if he
blow
puts
to Club de
this
Cuervos.
one home.
Yeah. This is the important one, and he slots it comfortably. And now it's an almost impossible task for Club de Cuervos.
Considering that Persas saved a penalty in the final moments to get to this point, now they can win it.
Aja needs to score to keep his team alive, and he does! That's a huge celebration, taking into account how much they still need to do. Olmedo, he scores, Persas win. It's as simple as that. Olmedo shoots, he scores, and Persas qualify by virtue of the penalty shootout, knocking out Club de Cuervos. How they will look back on that late penalty miss from Trejo and that 1-on-1 in the golden goal, Spence. But it's Persas who end up qualifying, and well, they'll head into those quarterfinals feeling like they've taken up one of their lives, because of course they're a team that well, they've got a cat as their logo, and yeah, they've used up one of their lives, but they're still in it.
They're still in it. They deserve this victory because they went out and played this game their way, and they're going to probably try to do the exact same thing tomorrow against West Santos. They've got the first game tomorrow, but tonight, as far as it's concerned, look at that expected goals difference, but guess who wins the game? It's the team who plays defense. Penalty shootout, Persas moving on.
Well, you said it, a solid defense is what wins you a championship, and they proved today at least that they've gone one step further towards doing just that. We'll wait around to see if we can hear from any of the players or from the chairman after this nail-biting victory for the team from Peru against Club de Cuervos, who head into those quarterfinals, which will take place tomorrow, where we'll see West Santos, we'll see Raniza, and we'll also see Peluche Caligari involved. Who's going to be interviewed? You can see the microphone was ready. Nice little dance there from Zane. He's got his smoke machine as usual going off.
At least nothing's on fire over there. It's better that way.
Así es, Jesucristo, Dios, las energías, los cosmos, me escucharon y estamos en cuartos, chicos.
Wow.
Es una bendición para toda la audiencia peruana que me está
Listen to
viendo ahora
me.
mismo. Muchísimas gracias.
It's a big win for my Peruvian audience that's tuning in right now. Change of glasses.
La verdad, tengo un mensaje para West
That's the
Mira,
winner's
mañana
look.
no voy a poder estar porque tengo mis empresas y la verdad es que estoy bastante
Message
ocupado.
for
Pero
West
nada,
Cole.
vamos a estar ahí alentando obviamente desde la lejanía de mi Cadillac blindado. Un saludo, West.
Well, I think he's having a dig there at West Cole in his usual flashy and quite cocky aura that the West Santos chairman has.
He's not going to be there tomorrow, he said.
No.
He said, I've got my business that I need to run. All right, fine.
Well, let's see. MVP of the game.
Muchas gracias, un orgullo tener una gratificación al sacrificio y al trabajo hecho durante toda la temporada. Yo creo que el equipo lo ha hecho bastante bien.
To
Yo
have
creo que es
this
bastante merecido el pase a cuartos de final.
recognition after the hard work and the team deserve this.
¿Qué le dices a Zane que nos está escuchando en este momento?
Muy feliz
Message
por
for
todo,
Zane.
por todo el sacrificio, todas las horas trabajadas, de verdad,
Very
con el
happy
profe,
with
todos los sacrificios que hacen en moverse en la ciudad,
huge
en dejar a
sacrifice.
familia, trabajos, estudios.
People
Este
leaving
equipo
their
se lo
families
merece, lo merecemos
behind,
estar en el Final Four.
jobs, studies.
A ver,
This team deserves to qualify for the Final Four. Here's the manager.
Feliz, muy feliz. Y les quiero
Very
agradecer el
happy.
compromiso, el esfuerzo
To thank the
y la
players for their
convicción para
commitment,
intentar hacerlo.
for their effort,
A
and
ver,
the
una porrita
conviction
para
to
despedir.
get the job done. Now, joyous scenes, celebration from the Persas players, and I think, friends, we can wrap this exciting first evening of playoff action with these images of the Persas players. But we'll be both back together tomorrow for the quarterfinals, where I expect this multiplied by 10. So,
Yes, sir.
A huge privilege and a huge joy, as always, to spend this time with you in the commentary booth, and I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, my friend. Good stuff.
Ciao.